Mm. All right. Good morning, everyone. We're just going to give it a minute for everybody to join in. I have the schedule up on the screen for everyone so you can review how the morning is going to go. Uh, take note of all the guest speakers we have for the event. It's going to be a pretty wild and fast event, so get ready. It's primarily focusing on AI, so a lot to learn today. And feel free to type in chat. Look, after reviewing the schedule, tell us what you're most interested in. Tell us who you're excited for. We'd love to hear it. Mm. Yes, we'll be sending a recording to everybody after the event. So if you do have to step out during the presentations or, come back later, you'll be able to catch everything later on the recording. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of AI tools here. As you can see, Angie's covering AI in real estate. We have the great Marquee Lemons. She always has very exciting presentations. And then even RPR's got a few AI tools for you. So, mm, okay, because we are so full of information this event, we're gonna get started now. So anybody who joins afterwards, they'll be able to follow along, hopefully. So moving on. Welcome to the MLS Madness, September 12th, 2025. For those of you who have joined before, this event is actually about 30 minutes longer than normal because of all the information we've gathered for you here today. So get excited for all of that. Bunch of new things to learn. And we're going to give it away to our president for your welcome message.
Fantastic. Thank you, Anthony. Well, welcome everyone to the MLS Madness. On behalf of the MLS, I'm thrilled to have you all here today. And this event isn't just about training, it's about helping you stay ahead in the ever changing world of real estate technology. So, today you'll dive into fast paced training sessions covering powerful tools like MLS Go, Market Snap, Showings Plus, Tech Assist Line, Search Plus, and more. Our team is here to make sure you walk away with practical skills that you can use. We're also excited to welcome guest speakers that Anthony mentioned to you. We have Brandy Snowden from NAR. We have Umberto Ramos Casares from RPR. And we have the fabulous Marky Lemons Rao and Angie Javier from Realtor.com. So they'll be sharing insights on market conditions, data tools, and how AI is transforming real estate to boost your business. So huge thank you to our hardworking staff and marketing team for making this event possible. Their dedication to supporting your success is what the MLS Madness is all about. So let's jump in, learn something new, make the most of today, and enjoy.
Thank you for that, Christy. So, before we begin, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping. This event, for those who haven't attended before, is going to be in a speed training style when it comes to all of our in-house products as well as all of our guest speakers outside of a few of them. The recording will be emailed after the event. So those that asked earlier, again, the recording will be emailed after the event. So feel free if you need to step away, come back. The agenda will be posted in the chat repeatedly. So if you want to know what's upcoming, who you're excited for, if you don't have time to fully review the agenda, it's going to be in the chat. And if you have any questions, please ask them in the QA section of Zoom and all in our helpful trainers will answer all of your questions, whether it's a question you might have in general or a question that you have on the subject. Um, and then when it comes to the prizes, which everyone loves prizes, Amazon gift cards. If you win when we do spin the wheel, please raise your hand in chat and we'll take care of you there. And lastly, make sure to have fun. We're gonna go through things very quickly, so try to keep up and we'll try to keep it as light as we can so we can have a lot of fun during this event. And I'm gonna hand it off to our project manager, Usman, and everybody have fun.
Good morning, everybody. Um, we'll be talking about a few different things here, but I'll get into some of the specifics. Also, give you a overview of MLS Go, our mobile app. Give you an If you guys have been using it, I'll give you a quick refresher on what features it has, what you can expect to see upcoming in the future as well. And we have a lot of exciting things on our roadmap, which we are in the process of developing. So the great benefit you guys have of participating here is getting a preview of that and then also sharing your input. So it we'll give you a full 360 view of what we're working on, what's upcoming, and what you guys will expect in the near future. Okay. With that said, let me go ahead and present my screen. Okay, so I'm logged into the app. I want to point out a couple things. So here I'm actually logged in and I want to show you guys the tablet experience. Some of you guys have been downloading this on your Android devices, on your iPhones, but also, if you're not aware, you can be loading this onto your tablets, so your iPad or Android tablets. The experience is quite similar, but you'll get obviously more screen space and there's a few adjustments we made to get you guys a really clean experience. So with that said, let me jump right in. So here you can see a few things here actually. In the last few months, we've done a revamp of our app as well as our branding. So you'll see brand new Vesta colors. You'll see our purple and blues, which we rebranded to, and you'll see a lot of that theme not just playing out through MLS Go, but you'll also start to see that throughout the rest of our product line as well. Um, there's a few things we're also improving and introducing, which I'll give you guys a preview to, such as being able to customize some of that branding and get your agents as well as your team members in your brokerage a customized experience. So when you share the app, invite clients to the app, when you interact with them through the mobile experience, they will also get a branded experience that's reflective of your ML or your brokerage as well. And I'll show you guys some of those items as well. Okay, so here, just really quick, I'm able to see a lot of different pins. You can think of it as a quick listing search app with direct data from the MLS. You see all of the pertinent information. If I click on a pin, I can go ahead and see a pin preview. I'll go ahead and show you some of our filters. So as you're interacting, we've taken a lot of the high level filters that we saw are used a lot. We've given you guys a quick access to them. We're also allowing you to quickly correlate all of the filters that you have with any of the filters that we have on the desktop system. So you'll see uniformity there. I'll go ahead and select a couple listings. Um, Again, through the mobile experience, you're going to see various enhancements. A couple things you'll see here. Just you'll see badges that relate to open houses. You'll see badges that relate to anything that's going on with the listing. Again, slightly different experience. As I scroll through, we have a a dual type view because I'm on a tablet. But here I can quickly see the home highlights, the that are the pin preview, as well as an open house that's upcoming, as well as taking actions and functions directly from this screen as well. So if I see I've got various controls down at the bottom, I can recommend this listing. So if I tap on the thumbs up, this is a great way to interact with your clients. Also, as you invite clients to the app, this is a great way to start setting them up with listings as well as sending them recommendations on specific listings that you like for them. And this is in addition to safe searches you can set up for them. It's in addition to other various contact methods you have, but this sends a direct recommendation to any contact that you specify. And once that recommendation is sent, that the user receives a notification. Also, it starts to build their recommendation list as you'll see. So other share functions, you can you can share various listings through an email type share. You can also use your phone's native share capabilities to get more different share options. So being able to share it through your text message, being able to share it through social media. And I really encourage you guys to also play around with the various share methods. You can, for example, share listings directly through your X account, or formerly known as Twitter. You can share listings directly as a post. There's also various features we've just enabled, allowing you to share listings through private messages. So it'll create a private message, for example, through Instagram or Facebook, and you can send those direct DMs with a nice preview card as well. So I encourage you to explore your share options directly from here. Okay, let me go back to the listing. Okay, we have a sold listing here. I can go in, I can see details for my listing. So again, we've taken a lot of the major, a lot of the important fields, and we've built a detail report which you can also interact with. It'll give you, this is a sold listing, but you can get listing history. You'll see ownership history. You'll see listing details, any listings that the APN was previously associated with. So we give you quite a bit of information that you are going to want to see at your fingertips. The goal is to get you guys quick data and data at your fingertips instantly. So I can also do a multi-select share. So if I select a listing, you'll see a small one pop up at the bottom right. That one indicates I have one listing selected, and I can actually select multiple listings and interact with them in various ways. So you can do multi-shares, and you can also interact with the listing in various ways. We have access to your open houses, as you can see, as well as the ability to request showings, as well as contact an agent directly from the app as well. So you'll see a lot of these settings, as well as a lot of these quick action guides available to you. And again, really, it's about clicking around and getting familiar with the app. A lot of the features it might not be so obvious, but I'll point some of them out. And for example, you can tap on the address and do a click hold. We'll open up routing options for you, and you'll see this is useful in different ways, and you'll actually see this build upon other topics as well. For example, being able to create a buyer tour and driving directions. So you'll see a lot of those um, encompassed features rolled up here in the near future as well. Okay. I'm going to go back to my map screen. You'll have access to save your searches as you normally do. You can also save searches for your contacts and clients. There's a few more options here, which you'll see giving you as well as your client options to set, for example, app notifications, the frequency for those, as well as getting really granular with the types of notifications you want to receive. So when you invite your client to the app, they'll also have another set of settings where they can control, their level of settings. But the cool thing is when you start setting up your safe searches as you do on desktop, they're shared with your contact. They're given alerts directly through the app. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on my activity tab. And then within the activity tab, you'll see various contacts that I have. So I can, I'll have everything consolidated into, for example, searches that I've saved for myself, which is, my searches, but I also have access to my contacts safe searches as well as their behavior. So whether your contact has set up a safe search for themselves, which you guys will see, or they've modified a safe search you've set up, which will also give you insight into what they're thinking, doing, seeing as well. So you can see immediate and real-time alerts and activity based on your client's behavior. Your client also has the ability to receive recommendations, as I mentioned, as I showed you with the thumbs up icon. Here, but your client now can also favorite their listings, which will allow them to save them into a bucket. And as soon as favorites start building for your contacts, you can also go and view the favorites that they've come up with and that they're liking. So all of a sudden now you're getting more insight into what your clients are thinking, what properties they're interacting with, what safe searches they're creating, what safe searches they're modifying, their activity list, as well as properties that they're favoring. Okay. I'm going to move on to the More tab. Now here, the More tab, is where all of your new features are going to start to populate. So as mentioned, you can save searches. You'll have access to your contact list. There's two great features for agents specifically, and that is to interact with your listing photos as well as your property, any properties that you have listed. So what does that mean? You can upload photos. You can change the order. You can publish photos. You can crop your photos. So we give you a lot of different tools to interact with your photos and manage your photos, change the order. A lot of quick things on the fly. I mean, even phone cameras are great these days. You can snap a photo directly of a room in a listing or in a house that you have, and post that directly from the app as well. Other quick items you can do, you can come in and make edits to your listings. You can come in and quick edit any of your listings. You can change the status, update the price, update remarks. We've given you a lot of the quick edit access tools directly in your My Listed Properties tab. So that's a new feature we added a couple months ago, but you'll see specifically for agents, those are great management type tools. We also have the ability to pay fees through the app, and again, we're adding various public record information here. You have access to your public record information and through Realist here. Other things that I just want to point out would be our support. Okay, we love to hear your feedback. We also want to hear things you'd like, don't like about the app. You can submit feedback directly through the app as well. So you can always call us and let us know. But specifically through the app, you can click the submit feedback button, and that will come directly to us. We want to know what you guys want, what you guys like about the app, what you guys want to see, and what's coming up. So with that said, actually, I'd like to give you guys a little preview, if I can, of an upcoming feature. And let me see if I can pull this up. Okay, and now let me, okay, and let me just switch my share to a different screen real quick. Okay, so just got a couple minutes left, and I just want to give you guys a little preview here as well. So I've got a new I've got a new screen that I'm going to show you. So here again, we're seeing a lot of the same type of experience. Now I'm on a mobile phone, I'm on an iPhone, but now something again, we are constantly releasing features. We're also constantly improving and iterating upon our current features. So again, a couple of features you can see upcoming in the app. One of those would be a search nearby feature, which I alluded to, allowing you to search public record data. But we're also integrating a deeper search as well here. So if you want to see public record data, for example, if you're near a listing, if you're in a neighborhood, uh, if you're driving by a property, that's sometimes it's like the wild, wild west out there for agents, and we understand that. So we want to give you as many tools at your fingertips as possible. So here, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. So here you can see a new feature that we're actually starting to work on. This is not a finalized product yet, but you can expect this in the next few weeks. But now here, all of a sudden, I'm able to see listing information for all of my public records as well as my listings in one integrated view. So I'm able to see my property information for my listings, but also, hey, maybe I want to know the listing next to my listing, or maybe I want to see, hey, what public record information I have for the neighborhood. So here we're pulling in that public record information, but also giving you access to this directly from your fingertips. So you'll see you'll see a couple things roll out, and I'll also allude to a few more things. We are also building out a buyer tour, which we just released for the web, which we will also bring into the mobile experience. And we are also starting to bring in open house management, so giving you greater abilities to manage, interact with your open houses. So, so I highly encourage you guys to jump into the mobile app, get familiar with it, jump into some of the features, and hopefully some of these new features that will be upcoming are also exciting for you. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Okay, so we got a request here. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom out a little bit. The request is, how do I draw a shape? I want to do a shape search, or I want to take a specific shape. So what did I do here? There's a small finger icon on the top right. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse hover, but there's on the top right, I have a small finger icon. I'm going to go ahead and tap that. And then from here, you can draw a shape that you like to see. So if you know the neighborhood and you'd like to get granular, you can go ahead and draw your shape as you please.
All right. Thank you for that, Usman. Mobile app is coming along great. We got a ton of new features for you guys, as always. And we're going to move on to our next presenter from Realtor.com, Angie Javier.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm super excited to talk a little bit about AI and Realtor.com. So good to see everybody. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And today's topic we're going to dive into is navigating AI in real estate and how to boost our efficiency and manage risk. And as we all know, AI is reshaping how real estate practitioners are operating. We're using it for daily tasks and our marketing, and AI can truly offer even more opportunity to boost your efficiency and productivity. And so I want to start off with some of the terminology we need to know in AI. Okay. Now, I want to be very clear. There's no quiz on this later on. This is just for you to have that overall knowledge on the structure of AI so that as we continue to evolve in this technology, because it is not going anywhere, this is not a trend, we can feel smarter and more confident when we are having bigger conversations, not only about building our business, but when we're talking to our clients about it, because our clients are utilizing AI. And in the very near future here, it's going to be their AI talking to your AI. All right, so let's just understand a little bit about some of the most common terminology, starting off with LLM. So large language model is the engine behind tools like ChatGPT and Google Gemini. It's trained on a huge amount of text so that it can read, understand, and create content that makes it sound like a human. So it's what lets you draft your listing descriptions, your social media captions, and so on. So think of it like having a research assistant and a copywriter working for you 24/7, okay? So bottom line, LLM is the foundation that all of our AI tools sit on. Generative AI is the big umbrella that creates all of the things. So the text, images, videos, even music, right? LLMs are a part of it, but generative AI are the actual tools like our Canva, Google Gemini, ChatGPT. It is the tool that allows you to come up with your marketing campaigns, your listing descriptions, and so on. Okay, so generative AI is the tool. Machine learning is how computers learn from the data instead of being manually programmed. So what it can do is spot patterns and predicts what can happen next. So for real estate, for example, that could mean telling you which leads are more likely to convert or which neighborhoods are about to take off in value. And so it's learning from the data that is put into it, and then using things like predictive analytics to showcase to you as a real estate professional how you can plan the next step. All right. NLP is natural language processing. This is how AI understands and works with human language. So, this is the reason why your chatbots on your websites can answer a client's question. Or if your CRM has AI built into it, like if for those of you that are using Follow Up Boss or Ylopo, they have some really incredible AI features in their CRM. It can help you to flag some of your clients and your leads to help you better convert them over time. And so, if you're picking new tools as we continue to evolve in this technology, you want to check how good their natural language processing is because it's going to determine how smart the system feels. All right. Now, prompt engineering, we all know by now, is what you put into your AI tool so it can give you the result. So we're going to do an example of prompt engineering in the next section, but this is really important that we hone in on the proper way to prompt so that our AI does exactly what we want it to do and that we're satisfied with the outcome. For some of you who are just new to utilizing ChatGPT or Google Gemini, you may not like the outputs, right? Because it doesn't really know you yet and you're not prompting correctly, or you're just beginner in prompting, right? And so we want to continue to practice and get in there at least 5 to 10 minutes a day and just chat with your chat GPT or Google Gemini so it can better understand you and it can give you better results. Okay, now the last two on the list I really want to spend a little longer on, generative engine optimization, GEO. So you're probably hearing about this quite often now, and now that I've said it, it's probably going to show up on your Instagrams and TikToks. This is the biggest wave that a lot of marketers and influencers are talking about. This is like search engine optimization, but for AI searches. So, when you go on Google and you search something on Google and you get that Google AI summary, that is answer engine optimization, which is very similar to generative engine optimization. Simply saying is you or your content showing up in an AI summary. Okay. And so this is really important because we really need to continue to add content to our websites, to our blogs, our video channels, even our public Instagram profiles and Facebook profiles, and continue adding good marketing and educational content so that at some point in the near future here, your information starts to show up in AI tools like ChatGPT, Google AI summary searches, and so on. So this GEO is really going to be the next big wave. It's already here. And a lot of big businesses and marketing teams are really starting to optimize all of their content so they can continue to be found not just in a Google search, but in a platform like ChatGPT and in Google Gemini. And then lastly, for AI ISA, this is a virtual assistant that can help you qualify and follow up with your leads through text, email, and even phone calls. It's essentially someone, it's in your AI, but you train it as if it was someone on your team and who can intake and nurture your leads 24/7. All right. So this is a huge trend I'm seeing with a lot of bigger teams in real estate, a lot of top producers, is they're really leveraging some of the enterprise systems such as OpenAI and so on that can allow them to streamline their lead gen and lead conversion even better. You have to think of it like a virtual assistant, and it's going to help you keep your leads warm, collect key information, and then really hand off the ones that are very serious and ready to set an appointment. Okay. So if you again think about tools like Lofty, Ylopo, Structurally is an AI app that's specifically for lead gen and lead conversion. These are tools that are already out there, so you don't have to worry about engineering your own AI ISA. There are a lot of resources out there already available to you. Okay, so these are just some high-level tools. If you took a picture of it, you got a list of it, you can pop it into your own GPTs and do a little bit more research from there. But this is going to help us be more confident in our continuous learning and conversations. All right, I wanted to take you through really quickly. One of the questions I get all the time is, how is Realtor.com utilizing AI? So one of the cool things I personally love is on the My Home section of Realtor.com, we have an AI renovation tool. And so I just want to walk you through it real quick because I am very visual. I'm a marketer. So when you're on the homepage of Realtor.com and you go into My Home, so this is a feature for homeowners, so your potential sellers, right? As a homeowner, I can go into the My Home section of Realtor.com and I can claim my home, right? And the reason why I would want to do that as a homeowner, so if I'm interested in selling my home in the near future here, I can see the real estimate, which is the valuation through realtor.com. I can now use that and compare it with Zillow and anywhere else that I'm getting my real estate valuation. If I didn't have a realtor that I knew I could reach out to, I can now reach out to any of the agents here that are locally in my area. All right. But the real demo that I'm showing you here is renovations. Okay. This is how we're utilizing AI. Renovations, we're utilizing Hover, which is an AI interior design tool, if you will, that many builders and developers are utilizing. And we have it embedded right into realtor.com. And it's really neat because you can upload a photo into here. So let's say I have my condo and I'm thinking about selling it. And I've always wanted to update the kitchen, but I'm not sure what it would even look like or how much it would cost, all those things that go through a homeowner's mind, right? So I can upload a photo of my kitchen right in here. And within a couple of minutes, I'm going to start to see AI redesigned kitchens. All right, so you can see here, there's the kitchen. This is the contemporary design that was done through the Hover AI tool. And then, so just for reference, there's the original. And then there's the AI design. Okay. So again, just one of the things that we're doing on our site to continue to bring consumers into our site, get them to learn and educate. And if they ultimately want to connect with someone, they're already on a site that they know, like, and trust, we can connect them with agents just like you. All right, so there you have it. One little thing, I just love to show this. I thought it was really neat. I know for you all that are property owners, this might be something you want to go in and play around and just kind of see what your remodels would look like. All right. So I know we have a few more minutes here, but I definitely, if you've ever seen my presentations before, I always like to do practical training, right? What could you practically take away and implement into your business? So let's look at a little bit of prompt engineering, all right? I wanted to demo how can we truly utilize ChatGPT beyond listing descriptions and beyond articles, right? So here's a quick prompt. Act like a realtor in Sherman Oaks. Create a 12-month prospecting plan for listings starting now. Starting now. So how many of you would like to have at least one or two more listings before the year is over? Say me. All right. Just everybody, right? Everybody wants to have more listings. So here we can utilize ChatGPT to come up with a prospecting plan for the entire year. So you see here, starting off with September, because I said starting like right now, starting off this month, it's giving me 4 different ideas that I can utilize to prospect for new listings, right? And if you go through these, you'll notice that it's nothing really groundbreaking. These are all strategies and tactics that have stood the test of time for real estate agents. So let's look at here, November, mailer number 3. So every month it's giving us a mailer, right? So mailer number 3 is in November. What sold in Sherman Oaks this fall? Now, we all know that direct mail is a very impactful tool that you can utilize to educate homeowners and people in the community. The problem with mailers, though, is that agents aren't consistent with it. That's why a lot of times we don't see a lot of return on it. But if you are consistent it's a long-term investment. It does wonders for your branding, your brand visibility. All right, let's keep moving here. In January, mailer number 5. New year, new market. What's your home worth in 2026? So I love that idea. Door knocking, kick off the year with just sold in market update flyers, whether it's door knocking, Popeyes, community networking, whatever that may be. Really great ideas on here that you can now start to plug and plan into your entire business plan for 2026. So here we are in June. We're halfway through 2026. How does your pipeline look with listing potential, right? How many are at the top of your feed? Are we just relying on our referrals, or are we actually proactively going into the neighborhoods, doing some really smart geo farming, utilizing AI to put our plans together? This is only going to accelerate your goals for the next year. All right. Now, as I said, many of us are utilizing AI to streamline our content creation. So in the same chat of my chat GPT for my prospecting plan, I'm going to ask us, well, first of all, I like to say thank you and please to my AI, just because I think it doesn't hurt to be nice to anybody. So please write the copy for the video scripts. So there are a lot of video scripts throughout the months, right? And we all know video has to be a part of our marketing strategies. It is no longer of should I, could I? It's I need to put video into my strategy. And I love that my chat GPT put that in for the entire year. So here we go with the script. So we're no longer spinning our wheels and trying to figure out, what should I talk about? What am I going to say? I'm so nervous. Half of the hard work is already done for you because the content is already created. And I'll tell you, this is probably one of the biggest roadblocks for agents doing video, is because they don't know what to say, what topic, or when to even start recording, right? So here's all of the scripts. Of course, we can fine tune it. We can personalize it how we want to. All right. So throughout the months, we have all the scripts. And then one last request to ChatGPT for the whole month, for the whole 12-month prospecting, please put it into a Google spreadsheet so I can assign the tasks to my assistant. All right. So if you are working with a team or a social media assistant or somebody that is helping you in your business, you can ask it to create a task list or a plan on Google Sheets like I did. And now we can plug this into Google Spreadsheets. I went ahead and color coded it because this is how my mind works. I like colors. I like checklists. So I added column C, E, G, and I added those and added the check marks on there, because I'll tell you, there's nothing better than checking off your list and your goals and looking at your business strategies and knowing you're doing everything you can to generate more business, right? So I absolutely love doing this. I love the color coding. And now again, I love Google Sheets because I can now share this with my team, and in real time, we're in here working together. All right. Now I want to touch on a little bit on managing risk. All right. We need to make sure we're setting guardrails before the tools start to take over. So this is very critical, especially for brokers and team leaders, for those of you on the call. If you're not defining how AI should be used, your agents are just going to fill in the blanks. And even for those of you that are working independently, you really want to set some guardrails for yourself on how you're going to manage any risk. We just want to make sure we're not getting any into legal repercussions, reputational, even compliance issues, okay? So I highly recommend that you create an AI usage policy for your business, all right? So this doesn't have to be overly complex. It just needs to be clear and accessible. Think of it like a digital guideline that you and your team, so if you are a solo agent and you have a marketing person working for you, you're going to have an AI usage policy so everyone's really clear how we're going to use it. So where do we get one of these? Well, we're going to go into ChatGPT and we're going to say, please create an AI usage policy and code of conduct for my team, for my agents, for my business, however, right? And then it's going to give you some text. And then more likely than not, ChatGPT is going to say, would you like me to design this in a one-page PDF? Or if you have Canva connected, It'll say, would you like me to create this in a design for your Canva? It'll know that, right? And so here's what mine did. It actually did it in a Word document, and then I went ahead and put it in Canva and cleaned it up a little bit. But if I was a broker owner and I had a team of agents and a marketing staff, knowing that everybody's using it in some way, I want to set a code of conduct to ensure everybody's using it the right way and in a legal way. Okay, so this is no different from your brand policy, brand code of conduct, marketing, etc., that you do for your team. Okay, so in a very short amount of time here, we went over several strategies and ideas, and even a look ahead talking about GEO and AEO on how to use AI in the most practical possible way in your business. If there's only one takeaway from today, answer engine, generative engine search is the next movement in consumer behavior. The way your marketing and branding is structured on the internet will affect how you show up in AI summaries and searches. So fine tune your marketing now. Make sure all your profiles are updated. I will tell you, realtor.com, you have a free profile on our site. We pour a lot into search engine optimization, answer engine optimization. And let's just be real, people are on realtor.com not only looking for listings, but looking for realtors. And so you are truly missing a great opportunity to be found on a site that people trust and are using every day. Okay, so don't get left behind. Make sure you're updating your profiles. We've just updated the pro dashboard. So when you go in there, it'll give you a profile completeness score, and it'll actually help you complete your profile in a much more smarter way than before. So hopefully you will go in there sometime in the near future here and update that and just become a little bit more educated on answer engine optimization. All right. And I always like to challenge my audience. What's your takeaway from today? Take a look at your notes, at your screenshot, and make a plan on how you're going to implement what you've learned. You have to make time to improve and evolve your business, especially with emerging technology like AI, so that your business can grow, buyers and sellers can find you, remember you, and ultimately, when it's time for them to make a move, you're the one that they remember. All right. So I host an entire webinar series on realtor.com. It's called the Results Series. You can go ahead and take a screenshot of that. I do about 8 to 10 different webinars per month, and oftentimes I will do them for associations and MLSs as well. But lots of different topics. As you can see, I talk a lot about things outside of realtor.com, a lot of this soft skills, productivity strategies that can truly help you to grow all around. And if you want to learn more about realtor.com products and solutions, you can just simply click on that QR code or visit realtor.com/marketing. Even if you want to learn about the changes in the profile, this is where you can go. Everything marketing for professionals on realtor.com is you can find right here. All right. And then there's my contact information. Would love to stay in touch. If you ever have any questions and you just need to get connected, I'd be happy to be a resource to you. So don't hesitate to reach out to me or connect with me on social media. I'm here to be a resource for you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much, Angie. You always have amazing gems on my amazing content for us to be able to do better. And so we're moving on to our first giveaway. Who's ready for the first giveaway? So we do have 3 giveaways this event. The first one is going to be a $25 Amazon gift card, and then a $50 Amazon gift card, and then a $100 Amazon gift card. So make sure you're prepared for that. We're going to pull up our spin wheel with everyone in attendance. Don't forget that if your name appears on the screen here, that you need to raise your hand in chat so we can get you your prize. Okay, and I'm going to hand it off to our spin wheel and Usman to announce the winner.
Let's give it a spin. Okay, and just quick reminder, you must be present to be claiming your prize. So do we have Julie Henry here? Please, yeah, please raise your hand if you're, oh, she's great. Okay, amazing. Okay, you are a winner. Amazing. Woohoo. We'll be sending you a $25 gift card, an Amazon gift card. Good as cash, better than cash.
All right, congratulations. And we're moving on to our next presenter who appears to be a bandit, Jonathan Rivas.
That's right. All right. Good morning, everyone. So, yeah, let me just pop up my screen here and we can kind of get started. Okay, so today I will be discussing our Showings Plus tool. Showings Plus is our modern showing management tool that helps all of our agents have a quick and easy way to book showing appointments, receive requests, get reminders, and manage all of your showings. It's very capable and it also has some new features that we'll be kind of previewing later today, but I'll be focusing on mostly the showing side of it. So we're going to begin as kind of a seller's agent who would like to set their listing to be able to receive these showing requests on the listing that has been entered onto the MLS. So to enable showings on your listings, you can jump right into Slim here. And when you're creating the listing on the Slim dashboard, you'll notice that there's a column that says showings that allows you to quickly toggle it on or off to enable showings on the listing. Another thing you're going to see is when you're creating the listing, it's going to ask you if you want to enable showings. It's going to have a yes or no in the listing input form, and you can make the decision when you're creating the listing, even before it gets sent out and made live, if you want to start receiving these requests. Another area where you can manage this is going to be in the Showings Plus module, which you can find and access by clicking on Listings at the top of our menu bar and clicking on Showings Plus. Once you're here, there's a tab at the top that will say My Listings that will automatically have a list of all the properties that you'll be able to manage and edit from your Slim. So basically from here, what you can do is you can click on this edit button, and this will get you to the initial setup of your listing. So this is where you would be able to enable a lot of options and some quick actions that you can take when you are when other agents are going to be reviewing this listing and taking a look at what type of showings are available and accepted by it. So first off, we have some options here to set the showings to private. This is a great way to give the selling agent a bit more control over who can submit the showing requests on their listings. So with this option enabled, only agents who are given the link will be able to submit a request to view the property. So it's a little bit more exclusive. Then you have auto confirm, which provides a little bit more automated hands-off approach where every request that is submitted automatically gets confirmed if it's added during an approved time that hasn't already been booked. So you can turn that off if you just want to handle everything yourself and be kind of a more of a manual process and have an action taken in order to confirm or deny, or you can leave that on and we'll take care of everything for you. Then we have feedback. We can choose to request feedback. This will allow the showing agent to receive a survey after their scheduled showing with a couple of simple questions that will then get that sent back into Showings Plus, and I'll show you later where all of that feedback can be found on each property. Next, you can choose what type of showing you want to allow on this listing, where you can choose from either in-person, virtual, or you can choose the option for both. If you choose virtual, you'll be able to provide information like the link for that virtual meeting and a passcode if there's any passcode required. And if you have a in-person showing, you can provide information such as the lockbox type, maybe the location of the lockbox, and details for the alarm on the property. Next, you can choose your showing duration, how long each showing uh, will be for, or how long each showing can last. And then your showing availability is where you can give the start and the end times that other agents will be able to choose from. There are also options to add blackout dates. So if you have scenario where maybe certain days of the week or maybe even hours within a day are not available for whatever reason, maybe there's some inspections, renovations, you have some people coming through, you can add a blackout date and you'd be able to access those. And that way, those times and dates would not be basically visible or available for anyone to book or reserve. As I see there's a question about the URL and the password. So this is something that when you set up a virtual meeting through like Zoom or even Google Meet or Teams or whatever program you're using for the virtual meeting, you would they give you a link, like Zoom gives you a link, you would post that link there. If there's a password, sometimes there's an option to have a password so that it's a little bit more secured for the link. You can enter the password there. That way they know how to join. And if there's a password, they know what to enter in order to join that virtual meeting or virtual open showing. So from there, we have our contact information already populated. We can choose how we want to receive these notifications. One great thing about Showings Plus is we can actually get notifications sent straight to our phone, and it's all very mobile friendly. I'll show you in a second here. But you can choose to receive text messages and emails, or if you just prefer emails, you can have that option there, but it's really convenient having it right at your phone, right on your phone. Then we have a couple of areas where we can provide request instructions and confirmation messages. This request instructions is great if you want agents to get some information about the property before or while they're submitting their showing requests. And then the confirm message is what they will see once they have been notified that their showing has been approved. So if there's more information, maybe about how to access the property or there's a tenant, so be careful about the tenant. You can leave those in either the request instructions or the confirm instructions. Then at the bottom, you're just going to confirm, hit continue and update it. Now your listing has been set up to receive showing requests. Now, what does that look like on the opposite end where, let's say you are a buyer's agent? So now I'm going to switch over to our reports, and you should all be familiar kind of with our reports and our listing search. So this is just an example of a listing that I pulled up that has showings enabled on it. So within our detailed reports, you can see that there's a widget on the right-hand side here that will allow us to request a showing for this property. So I can click on this, and it's going to take me to our request a showing page, which is going to look a lot similar to what we just went through with setting up the showing. Um, so also another very convenient feature of Showings Plus is that it's able to integrate with showing time. So let's say an agent from another MLS is using a different showing software like Showing Time. When you schedule a showing, through Showings Plus on maybe a data share listing or listing that's coming from another MLS, they're going to receive that request inside of their showing time. So let's go ahead and set up this showing. So here we can submit the request. We can choose what type. We can select the date and the time. We can choose, again, the information will automatically appear if you're the agent. This is my own listing, so I don't have that, but you will also be able to choose, again, how you would not like to be notified. So you can choose either through email, through text. You can also submit a message to the agent to let them know maybe some information about the property that you want to see. Again, I mentioned that all of this is mobile friendly, so let me just quickly show you how it would look like on the mobile device. So here is a showing request that has been received by the agent. So again, you can see there's a link that they would get on the phone. They click on that link, they view a page, and they can take an action from there. So it's very easy to do. All you would need to do when you click on that link and take the action is mark the listing as either unavailable if you want to deny, for example, the request, or you can confirm it if you want to approve the request, send information, and then they would see that that their appointment has been confirmed. Again, through email or text message. So this is a confirmation email now that will have a link that the showing agent will get. And once they click on that link, they'll see the details of their confirmed showing. Now, back on our Showings Plus module, the showing calendar will also have all that information laid out. So you can see all the requests that are being sent and all the requests that you are sending out and get an idea of what the status of those are. You can click or see that there's some activity that is pending for me to review. So there's some pending showings that have been made, requested for me. So here I can also take actions just like on the phone where I can confirm it. I can provide some information. And once that's been confirmed, the agent will now receive information about it. Now, the last thing I want to touch is going to be the feedback that gets received and sent out after the showing. So going back to my listings here, we have the feedback option or icon here that we can click on, and you can get an idea of the total feedback that has been received for this property. Now, it's some very simple questions like, what are your overall impressions? How does it feel about the price? What do you like the most? What do you like the least? But this allows you to kind of get some basic understanding and information about the property. So again, that's kind of just a quick tour of Showings Plus. There's much more that our next speaker will be going over revolving showings. But again, it's a great way to manage your showings, request showings, and have seamless integration with other showing software. So with that, we will take it to our next presenter. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for that, John. So as John alluded to, we have our next speaker for Buyer's Tour. I've thrown on my 3D glasses because it's one of the newest features from us. So we're going to take a deep dive. We're going to see through everything. So handing it off to our resident cowboy, Usman.
Thanks, Anthony. Thanks, guys. Jonathan. Yeah. So we hear a lot of your concerns. Also, we know it's like the wild, wild west out there for you agents. So we want to give you all the tools again at your fingertips, as well as give you guys all the new latest and greatest features that we are coming out with as well. So with that said, let me show you what's upcoming. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let me back out a little bit, one sec. So here, our latest, one of our latest releases was around Buyer Tour. I hope you guys have had a chance to at least see some of the features we have there, or at least see the button that we've added. And I'm going to go ahead and show you more of the module, as well as what you can expect to be seeing as an enhancement in the next few weeks as well. So a lot of exciting things. Okay, here I'm on the listing search as I normally am. I come in here, I would select a couple listings. Now I have a new button here, which is a buyer tour button. I would love to create a buyer tour and take my clients out on a tour to show them some listings. So what can I do? I can select a few listings here. I've done a quick search. I'll grab a few listings, grab another listing, grab another listing. Okay, so the experience is actually similar to when you're adding to carts. You'll see a similar workflow, but I'm going to go ahead and tap my buyer tour option. So if you guys have seen this interaction so far, this should look somewhat familiar to you. You'll get a list of your buyer tours, as you can see here. And from here, I can quickly add to my buyer's tour. So I have 3 listings selected, and I have a tour that's available right here. I'm going to go ahead and add my listings to my tour. Okay, amazing. I have now a tour that has even more that I'm continuing to build upon. So what is it? What goes into a tour? I'm going to go ahead and check out my tour. So here I've got listings I want to take my client on. I've started to build my list. I did my research. I grabbed my properties. Now I've got somewhat of a consolidated list. Okay, I'm gonna also now I want to maybe optimize my directions. This doesn't look like the best way for me to get from point A to B to C to D. So what can I do? I can grab my, I can tap my optimize button. This will reroute my entire tour into a very optimized time, distance, routed type directions. I can add notes to any of my listings. So I can say sample notes. And this, again, my notes are only for myself as an agent. Okay, so I can go ahead and tap in some sample notes, say gate code, whatever I want. I can add a note. Here, I'm able to do basic reordering. I can modify my listing or modify my tour if I want. I can always optimize it again. So if you guys have seen this so far, it might not be anything new, but now here we're adding the ability to add a office address. So you can add a shortcut. if you'd like. You can set your office address, which will look at your brokerage address and populate that for you. So it's a simple one-click option for you here. We will also allow you to customize this. So if you have a starting point, a lot of you agents, we know you work from your home, you have you have a coffee shop, or you have a local maybe like a WeWork type situation. So this is a simple way for you to just grab your starting point and start building your tour directly from here. Okay. I want to point out a few new things that are actually upcoming. So as you interact with your buyer tour and as you start creating tours, and let me just go here, you'll start to create listing cards, which will give you a summary of your tour. Okay. Right now, the buyer tour lives inside Showings Plus. Okay. What does that mean? That means when I am on my homepage, the way I would access this is through the listing search as I just saw, or if I would like to go to the module, I can go into my listings. I can go into Showings Plus. And here you will see your options. So again, we're integrating a lot of the showing application as well as the buyer tour into one consolidated experience. So what does that mean for you? You'll see under the buyer tour tab, you'll be able to see all of your tours that are upcoming, all the tours that you've created. But now under your search, you'll have a upgraded search experience, which a lot of the inspiration, if you agents are familiar with using our Search Plus tool, you'll see a lot of the consistency amongst the filters, UI experience, which follows a similar workflow. But here, you now have one consolidated search. So anything you add to your tour from here, as an example, you can request showings directly from here. You also have all pertinent information related to your open house in one place. And from here, you can create or add your listings directly to your tour, as I'm going to do now. Another thing we added is a summary panel. So if you guys use carts a lot, you may be used to something similar to this. So, you've added listings to a tour. Maybe the listing already exists in the tour. It could be a duplicate. So we give you a quick summary panel, allowing you to quickly see all of your committing all of your listings that you committed. And you can also directly from here, you can also create a new tour. So we can create another tour. This can be associated to a contact as well. If you further want to give this to a client, this will share the tour with the client. Also, in the future, we will build in feedback, which will allow the client to directly give you feedback in the tour if they want to. We understand a lot of you guys are going there with your client and they're probably talking with you in the car, but this is another way to capture some of their feedback as well as give them another digital option. Okay. Now we've we've also offered a few more enhancements here, which I'm just going to go through just quickly. So if you guys, I'll show you a couple more tips and tricks, which will be coming up. So this is not currently available, but it will be available in this next release. So I'll give you an example here. So for example, if I want to copy and paste multiple MLS numbers here. Let's go ahead and try this. So what will happen in case maybe you guys work in different ways. Maybe you guys build a list on the side, or you guys have research that you've done and put everything into a spreadsheet, for example. So you can see here, I pasted my MLS numbers here. I have 10 MLS numbers that I pasted in. It gave me those results. From here, if I know this is my result set that I want to work with, I can grab all of my listings that I want. I can add them to my tour or multiple tours. I'm going to go ahead and add. I see my summary panel. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and clear this. You still have options to the same data sets that you would have on the original buyer tour. So I can come in here, jump into my carts, also add listings from any of my carts directly. So can have access to this. And then the last thing is places. So we interact with Google's API. Maybe you want to meet at Starbucks. Maybe you want to meet down the street. Maybe there's there's a private address that's not available. Maybe you know of a listing that's coming up that is not on the MLS right now. So we're going to give you a free form type interaction, which will allow you to search again through Google's API, but you can not only pull up, local landmarks or parks or restaurants, coffee shops, but have free form addresses for those situations that you're not able to add a listing, such as a privacy listing or maybe something that's just coming up. Okay. Okay. With that said, also I'm just going to kind of talk about a couple enhancements that are coming up, just to give you a little preview of that as well. Another request we got was to add a widget. So again, there's a couple ways that we're going to be able to interact with a buyer tour. Okay, the last one would be a widget. We will add a widget to the homepage. It'll give you the ability to quickly add listings, be able to create buyer tours on the fly. Also puts it as a nice shortcut. So in summary, how can I interact with my buyer tour? Okay, I can come to my listing search. Okay, come into my listings search. So again, as I select listings and as I start to populate my result set and start to pull up a list view result or directly from the map, so I can come in here, select the listing. I have access to a buyer tour button. Also, if I go to my view listings, my list view, you'll also have another interaction right here. So as you select listings, you can go ahead and add to a buyer tour. Okay, you can add or create, but you have those options. And again, if you just want to go directly to the module, you can come in here through your listings, come into Showings Plus, and we have a brand new dashboard. So as you come in here, you'll see your dashboard, come in here, and you can start you can start with creating buyer tours, or you can continue where you left off on your buyer tours. And you can expect in the next by the end of the month, you can expect this new search experience as well, as I pointed out. Okay, thank you guys so much for your time, and I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation on buyer tour. The last thing I will point out, and it's just it'll be really quick. Let me just change my view really quick. Okay, share. Okay, so what's upcoming? Okay, as I mentioned, we have Search Nearby upcoming. We have a lot of releases coming up for mobile as well. So you can also expect a mobile version of the buyer tour. So as we release the updated Search Enhanced within Showings Plus, we will then add on to that using a widget. So you can expect a widget upcoming in the next about month and a half. And now right now, everything in buyer tour is mobile friendly. So you can come in here if you guys like using the mobile site. This is available. You can see it's mobile optimized. You can come in here. You can interact with your tour. You can, create, add listings. It's not on the app yet, but as we build out this search enhanced feature and we release Search Nearby, you can also expect a buyer tour within the mobile app. Okay, so you can expect that in about, again, a couple months out. But in the meantime, we've made everything mobile friendly, and we've made the buyer tour management very simple. So whether you share the buyer tour with your client, via email, via text message, it interacts very cleanly on a mobile device. You can drop in directions. This will also load, it will load my Google Maps just by typing directions. It'll drop in all of my stops. It'll give me my optimized route. So I highly encourage you guys to come in here, interact with this, interact with the website, share some of these tours with yourself, jump on your mobile site, maybe share it with yourself, see what your client would see as well. All of these things will give you more tools and abilities to interact with your clients, as well as build upon the technology set that you guys already use as your day-to-day tools. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Usman, for the newest features from the MLS. As it was noted, these are upcoming features, so they're not yet available, but they will be coming soon. And once they do become available, our help desk is available 7 days a week, so don't hesitate to call and ask any questions. And moving on to our next presentation, we have the great, the astounding, the AI-powered Marky Lemons.
What's going on, everybody? Great to be back with you today, coming in today from the south side of the city of Chicago with your AI twin. And I don't know if you know this, but this year, the influencer market is worth $250 billion, and it will double by the year 2027. And as real estate professionals, we can not only 2x our productivity, lead generation, and income, we can also now create our AI twins to act on our behalf. Think of it just for sales and marketing, because you still need to be licensed in order to sell real estate. Not only have we doubled ourselves or dubbed ourselves or have deep fakes, whichever word you want to use to describe it, we've also created Ava Pierce. She is the character for our company, the Midwest Home Match. And if you take a look, we were very intentional. We kind of based this spin on Scandal, yes. And we debuted her back in July. So not only do we have her image, we also are able to create video for her.
I'm Ava Pierce. Some call me the home matchmaker, but I just do what I do. I connect first-time home buyers with the right people, the right programs, resulting in happy clients living in the perfect home. But when the system tries to play you, I don't play nice. I play to win. Don't get it twisted. This isn't fantasy. It's strategy. And yes, I always close. So come on, let's get you home.
Episode 1 of Midwest Home Match's drama series, Sold, coming soon.
And so you could come up with a character that represents your business. But if you're going to develop a character that represents your business, you want to first understand who your target audience is. When we created Ava Pierce, we were creating a matchmaker. So I want you to think about the last time you were on maybe an American flight or a United flight, and you look through their magazine, okay? And they have had these magazines since the pandemic. And in every last one of these magazines, there's a matchmaker. And in that matchmaker's marketing, the person is always drop dead gorgeous and is dressed very well. So this was what her persona was based on. We get her image correct, her voice correct, her look correct. She has a style, a tone, and a voice. So you could come up with someone who does not exist right now, so that not only can you build a real estate brand, you can participate in the income earned from companies like Meta and from TikTok. The other day, the funniest thing happened. I saw that I had invoices from Meta, but they weren't invoices. They were letting me know about my deposits from my influencer income, because I was receiving income, then I stopped, and then I started not too long ago. So they were letting me know about the direct deposits they had made to my business account. We also created a website, Midwest Home Match, if you want to go take a look at it. And we have Midwest Home Match also over on Instagram. And so the branding, the color, the look is consistent. But I'm going to make an assumption that most of you want to do this for yourself. You want to take you and make your twin. The twin that doesn't have to get another photo shoot, the twin who wakes up ready every single day for every single day of the year, no matter what those holidays are. So I'm going to walk you through one platform that allows you to create your twin likeness, that allows you to dress your twin however you want to dress your twin, that allows your twin to celebrate whatever holidays are important to you. Yet this person is always going to look like you. Are you ready to create your AI twin? The first thing I want you to do is either inside of Dropbox or over on Google, you're going to create one folder. And in that folder, you should add 30 photos of yourself. These photos should be forward facing, left facing. Oh, I did that wrong. This would be left facing. That would be right facing. And sometimes I don't know if you still have to do this, but I do, is I have to put my hands out so that I'll know which one makes the left. So left facing, right facing, and then some facial expressions. And so this is the photos that I use to create my twin. So you can take the photos from your mobile device and you can share them. You can click them and share them either to a Google folder or a Dropbox folder. But you want a variety of pictures and you want 30 pictures. This is very important. I've created enough of these to know how many photos you need. And you can create, let me also say this, you can create, and I end up taking some of these photos out. So the ones with another person in it, do not use those, okay? So only pick photos with you by yourself or crop them to crop the other person out. Do not use any photos of you and your significant other or you and your pet. You will have to create, and yes, you can do this for your pet, and yes, you can do this for your significant other. We're going to call these characters, okay? And so you can create an abundance of characters. It could be one for you, one for each member on your team, one for each agent in your office. So then they don't ever have to get a photo shoot and or complain about not having any content. So the first thing is gather your photos. The second thing, I'm going to introduce you to a new website, and I'm going to tell you some of the benefits of this website. It is a paid tool, but it is a marketplace tool. That means that I get to use numerous photo tools and numerous video tools inside of one platform. And so that means now you don't need to have Gemini AI, you don't need to have Kling, you don't need to have Minimax, because all of those different models are inside of one model, and that is FreePick, okay? So FreePick is going to work on credits, and you pay for however many credits, but you get to use all these different models. In the world of artificial intelligence, you're going to see moving forward more websites that are marketplaces where they are pulling in the API key from 10, 20, 30 different websites so that you do not have to get individual subscriptions. I do have the premium version, but I create a lot of content. You could come over here and start off with Essential if you're not consistent in putting out your content. But by the time we get to the end, I would hope that you would be consistent in putting out your content, because a picture's worth 1,000 words. And 1 minute of video content is worth 1.8 million words. What I have successfully done over the past 26 years has gone from a six-figure business, annual six-figure business, to an annual seven-figure business, because I know exactly how much content I need to put out in order to earn the amount of money in which I desire to earn. So for every $100,000 you want to earn, you need to put out 1,066 words of content per day. That could be words, it could be a photo. A photo is worth 1,000 words, but a photo needs some form of context. So I'm going to give you photos and I am going to give you written words. And you can easily convert any photo into a video. 1 minute of video content is worth 1.8 million words. When you come into FreePick, you can leverage FreePick for image and for video. I often come over here and first create the image that I desire and then turn that image into a video. There are a lot of other tools in here, but we're going to focus today just on your AI twin that you can leverage in order to put yourself in the influencer market, bring visibility to you, and sell more real estate. So when I'm talking about models, the first thing is we're going to take a look at, well, creating the image. And inside of Free Pick, you have Mystic, you have Google, you have Flux, a lot of different models. But in order to create your AI twin, the model used to create that twin is going to be Flux 1.0. Flux 1.0. But let's pay attention to the left-hand side of the screen. You can give it a model. You can give it a style. I tend to use the style photo. You can give it composition, which is new. You can give it effects. I tend to give it no effects because it alters it looking like and you have a branded backpack that you carry for your company. An object could be that you create the branded backpack. And I think it says unstable. We good? You
Yeah,
create the
we're back.
branded, okay. You create the branded backpack and you can have your company branded colors, but we're going to walk through all of these different steps. In the videos, you can use C Dance, Clean, Google VEO3, Nano Banana that just came out, Runway, Pixverse, and who else we got? Mini Max. These are all the different models. So what a lot of people don't know is that each of these different platforms generally charge anywhere around $20 per month, but each of them give a different effect to videos. Therefore, inside of Free Pick, you're able to create variations of photos and variations of videos inside of this one platform. So we gathered our photos. You come into Free Pick and you're going to create a character. You're going to give that character a name. You can select a gender for that character, and then you can upload your 30 photos. It requires 5,500 credits to create a character, okay? So characters, a lot of credits, but like I have over 500,000 credits, so I did not mind spending the 5,500 to get my likeness, but that was the whole reason for me using this platform. Once you hit create your character, it'll take 10 to 15 minutes for your character to be created, okay? And that now means that you have a model that you can create other photos off of that model. So when we come and take a look, the mass majority of these people are characters that were already created, but I can use them in my creation. I've created a character for my youngest son, and then I've also created a character for myself. My character is Marky AI. That is what she goes by. And you can see one of the pictures that I loaded is actually the thumbnail for Marky AI. Not only did I create my character, I came in and I loaded the color palette and branding elements for not only Remarkable LLC, but for the Midwest Home Match, because I also introduced you to Ava Pierce. So you can have unlimited color palettes. Those do not cost any credits in order to create. Now, when we go in and I'm going to show you some examples, and then if time permits, I'm going to show you this live. When we come in to Free Pick, you will see that I also gave it a description of myself. A woman in the image has clean. She's 5'2", 170 pounds, curvaceous, 55 years of age, bald fade haircut that highlights her facial features. She has a warm, confident smile with defined eyebrows. That is a statement. I have it called consistent character that I always copy and paste after I select my model. My model is 5 Flux 1.0. The style is photo, no effects. I am going to be the character. And then you see that I have in here the color palette that I want it to generate. I always only generate 1 photo at a time, even though you can generate up to 4 photos at a time. And you get to change the size. So it could be 9:16, it could be a square, it could be 4:5, and you hit the generate button. These are the examples that have been created for my twin. But let me demonstrate this to you live. So we're going to come over and we're going to go to free pick. And when we come over to free pick, we're going to go to generate an image. As we come over to generate the image, I'm going to actually search on my computer for consistent character. And we get my most recent update. I changed my weight because I think it make me look a little too thick. So I changed my weight to 165 pounds, okay? So now when I come over here, the first thing I'm going to do is come and look at my character. I'm going to pick Marky, okay? I'm then going to paste that description as if in a second prompt. And I am going to say Marky is wearing all denim to attend a Beyonce concert, okay? We're going to scroll down. We're going to use the Flux 1.0. The style we're going to pick is going to be photo. We're going to give it no effects. We're going to use our company color palette in here. And we're going to generate 1 picture and we're going to use the size 4:3. Now we're going to hit generate. And it doesn't take a long time for it to generate. And if I don't like it, I am going to regenerate it again. You see that? Yeah, that's me right there. That's me. I'm heading out to my Beyonce concert. I got on denim. I thought it would have given me some rhinestones or something, but it didn't give me any rhinestones, okay? And so now I can create images essentially around anything I want to about me, not an online tool that kind of guides you. The other day, I had on the leopard print jacket. The other day, I had smoke coming out of my mouth. That one video, I took that image and turned it into a video. It got over 5,000 views. I put my head inside of a TV, but you can see I'm always branded according to my colors, okay? So the possibilities are endless for what you can do with these images, whether I'm at the airport, whether I'm dressing in African apparel, whether I'm on a private jet, you can give yourself the entire lifestyle. Now, how would I use this and use it consistently in my business? The way to use this and use it consistently in your business is there's a website called National Today. National Today is going to tell you what every single day of the year is, okay? I use this as a foodie to identify different food holidays that would resonate with people who live in the communities in which I serve. Okay. So you come over to National Today and you can identify what today is or a day in the future. So back on July the 19th, I picked National Daiquiri Day. Okay. And I wanted to talk about drinking strawberry daiquiris with me with a daiquiri at a local restaurant. And this is what I did. I used another tool, and you don't have to do this. You can do this in Chat GPT. You can do it in Gemini. You can do it in Perplexity. I came over because I wanted to give a description, right? So here's your mid-journey prompt for National Daiquiri Day featuring your stylish, powerful scene without describing the woman, because I wanted it to give me a scene. So ChatGPT will do this, okay? I asked for Midjourney because Midjourney is a popular image tool, but this is from ChatGPT. An outdoor cafe scene on a sunny summer day set in a lively upscale urban area. So it gives this to me. It tells me exactly how to create this, okay? It tells I have on a crisp white button-down shirt layered over a black tank top, okay? Great detail. So I did not describe this. It gave me the description, ChatGPT did, but I pasted that description into Free Pick. And guess what? This looks like the River North area of the city of Chicago. I got on blue jeans, a black tank top, a white shirt, and this is a daiquiri on the rocks. Really looks kind of more Mai Tai-ish, but it's a daiquiri that is on the rocks. So every single day, I can identify what a holiday is. I can go to ChatGPT, ask it for a description, and it will create the images for me. So I had this first image, the second image, the third image. I like the third image the most, even though that still don't really give me daiquiri. I wanted frozen daiquiri. I don't like the hand placement on the left-hand side. Free pick, consistent images. But on occasion, I want to be fabulous. And when I want to be fabulous, I go to Pinterest and I find any outfit that I like, okay? And I copy and paste that image into Midjourney and ask Midjourney to describe that outfit for me. So Pinterest has been dressing me, but it also means I get to spend less money on clothes and invest more in real estate. So I like this dress and I said, please create a detailed prompt for the dress in the image. Got it from Pinterest, pasted it into ChatGPT, asked it to please create a detailed prompt. It created the detailed prompt. I copied that prompt. I went back over to Free Pick because I want to wear this dress. I thought that dress was cute, right? And this is the dress it created for me. I love this dress. I think the dress is absolutely adorable. Not only am I using National Today, which is a free website, I'm using Pinterest to identify the lifestyle and the outfits that I want to wear. And then I'm putting them on my model over in Free Pick. So this was the original version. This is my version. I'm going to be honest with you. It did a great job. It's not identical, and I'm okay with it not being identical. And I did ask for a V-neck on this dress. But the odd shape of the purse, it gave me kind of the same odd shape, right? The same silver bling shoes. I got a silver bling shoe. Not identical, but perfect for me, okay? Well, that's not all you can do with this. We stayed at the St. Regis. I gave a description of the River North area. It put me, and I wanted to be in the robe at St. Regis. It put me in the robe at St. Regis. I did not wear this robe when I was at St. Regis, even though I went to St. Regis, okay? Well, I also wanted to give myself a updated background. Here is an updated background image, yet again, found on Pinterest. Provide me with a Midjourney prompt of the background. Do not describe the woman, but include all the intricacies of the chandelier, the mirror, the color, and your Midjourney description in the scenery, okay? Now it's giving me a scenery background. I applied that. It was not as elaborate, but to me, it felt very St. Regis-y. And if that's a real word, okay? And so we're leveraging these tools right now, every single day with ChatGPT that we leverage to create our content. As a mid-aged woman, I am every bit of 55. I'm going through menopause. I've earned more money and since ChatGPT came out than I earned before ChatGPT came out. Not only do we leverage ChatGPT to increase our income, we're now leveraging these tools because we want to have a piece of the influencer market. There's no way they should hire celebrities to do real estate commercials when we can create the celebrity that does the real estate commercials. So the tool is Free Pick, okay? Let's see. That's cool. What is this? Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. Somebody said you don't have to like phony advertising. It's here. This is not a matter of what you like and do not like. This is the market in which we live in. And as I tell real estate professionals all the time, no one is going to give us an award for working harder and more. There's no award for that. And as we continue to have outside influences in our industry, it is our responsibility to meet buyers and sellers where they are. And these are the tools in which they are engaging in right now. This is not tomorrow's marketing. This is a 55-year-old who was not using tech marketing. And last year we went from Hollywood to the White House with these tools. All I'm doing is delivering the message. You can use them if you desire. If you don't, someone will. And that person will make more money in less time. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, Marky. Oh,
Oh, they had a question. So
Oh.
they said, how do we create a video from that, right? So if we were to come back over real quick, because I don't want to infringe on someone else's time, I can come over here and just click on it, and I can hit the create video button. And what it's going to do now is allow me to come over and I can pick a model from which, and I'm going to use unlimited only because it's free right now to use this. And within a couple of
Marky,
seconds.
your screen is they can't see your screen.
They can't see the screen. I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay. So let me do again. I'm going to go back and I'm going to, I picked it. Pick the image and we're going to hit generate. And what it's going to start doing is, let's see. Let me go back because it's not doing it for me. Let's pick a different model. We'll do auto and see if we can generate. Okay. So it's letting me know I can still do 1 million videos this year. I mean, you know what? For some reason, it's not giving me this video. Oh, you know what? It might be giving it to me. Let's hit refresh. Okay. Yeah, I didn't click it quite a few times. It's going to give us an image. So we have some images that are generating for us. Let's take a look here. So you just click the video and you can recreate the video, or it will create video content for you. You get to decide what you want to do. But what I will tell you, 1 minute of video content is equivalent to 1.8 million words. The real estate professional who is leveraging video every single day is the real estate agent who has the ability to generate leads inside of their sleep and wake up with new leads in their customer relationship management system. You all have a great day.
Thank you, Marky. Great insights as always. Amazing new tools for everybody to learn. Don't forget that because we are recording this webinar, you will be able to go back and watch Marky's segment. So don't worry about that if there was too much information there. And now we're going to move on to something that is less AI powered and more paper powered, which is why I'm wearing my painter's hat. Is going to be the Southern California Homes and Estates magazine and how that can help you advertise with Jennifer.
Ahoy, everybody. Good morning. My name is Jennifer, and I'm the Sales and Marketing Manager here at the MLS. I'm excited to share a brief PowerPoint presentation with you about the benefits of advertising in our Southern California Homes and Estates magazine. Well, if you're not already advertising with us, you should be. It's an incredible opportunity to expand your reach. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my PowerPoint presentation. All righty. Hope everybody can see that. All right, so advertise with us, presented by moi, your gateway to the world's finest homes and estates. We're going to start by talking about why advertise with us. Southern California Estates magazine is all about gateways to the world's finest homes and estates. It's all about giving real estate professionals a platform to shine. It's a place where your brand, your listings, and your voice can stand out in a polished, professional way. More than just a publication, it's a mix of fresh digital editorials, industry insights, and opportunities that connect you directly with the people who matter most. The magazine invites agents, brokers, and businesses to be front and center, whether through a print feature, digital placement, or even a video spotlight. Alrighty. I want to talk to you a little bit about our weekly digital editorials. This is something we came up with a few months back, and we are now doing 3 two-page editorials per week. They are packed with timely market updates, new tech trends, practical marketing tips, and insights that can actually put you to work. We focus on advice and perspectives that keep you sharp, motivated, and ahead of the curve. And because this magazine was created with you in mind, we'd actually love to hear your ideas too. So if there's a topic you've been curious about or a challenge you'd like to explore, let us know, type it in the chat. Your feedback helps us shape what we cover. And chances are, if it's on your mind, others in the industry want to read about it too. All right, just a couple of success stories of a few individuals. We've got Jade Mills, Jade Mill Estates, the Southern California Homes Estates magazine is an integral part of our marketing plan. This is also on our website, so feel free to go there and check it out. Now let's talk about a little bit about our insights. So we have over 17,000 emailed to agents and brokers per week, 2,000 plus print magazines per week distributed, 4,000 plus digital magazine views per month, and 170 to 2,000 plus social media views per month. We're also just currently, within the last few months, we're also now being distributed at high-end boutiques and hotels in the area, which helps get our message out. And if you want to take a moment, I'll give you a moment. You can download the magazine mobile app, which I'll talk about a little bit in a moment. And you can scan here for your media kit. Okay, moving on. All right, so the most important part, the rates. Let's talk about the rates. Don't get scared. Rates start at just $29, so it's easy to get started with us. We also offer full page black and white glossy ads. We offer full page color, and we offer premium placement. So you can go big with premium options like the full page color glossy ads or showcase features or special cover placement with your maximum visibility. And for those of you who are first-time advertisers, right now there's a special 15% discount on a full page color ad, making it easier than ever to get started. Just use the code FIRST15. And again, if you'd like to scan the QR code right here, please go ahead and you could download our media kit from there. All right, and you can also become a featured listing. You can, on our guest site, you receive prime visibility, advertise properties and showcase as a featured listing. It guarantees that when users search by area code or city, your listing appears at the top of the results, maximizing exposure and driving attention to your properties. All right, now let's talk about a Homes and Estates app. Showcase your ad in a mobile-friendly format. You know, it's available on Apple, Google, and Amazon stores. Your readers can access the magazine anytime, anywhere. This flexibility meets the needs of a busy, luxurious-oriented audience who value the convenience, gives you the increased accessibility, gives you the convenience, seamless integration with social media and online content, real-time analytics and insights. If you'd like to scan the QR code, again, download right there. I'll give you guys a minute. All right. All right, well, for any additional information on advertising opportunities, feel free to email marketing@themls.com or give us a call. Thank you, everybody. And ooh, I get to give away the next giveaway. This one's for a $50 Amazon gift card. How exciting. All right, Anthony, let's take it away. Or give me that spinner wheel.
All right. So we're going to pull up the spin wheel again.
Ooh.
Everybody who's in attendance has a chance to win. If your name
Oops.
is called on the spin wheel, please make sure to raise your hand in chat. Give us just 1 second. We're pulling it up. All right. And this is for the $50 gift card. Stay tuned for the $100 gift card at the end of the presentation. And I'm going to let the wheel spin and Jennifer announce the name.
Oh, Greg Pollock, are you here? If you're here, you get it. If you're not, you forfeit your prize. Greg Pollock, raise your hand. You did? Ah, congratulations, Greg.
All right, congrats, Greg. So you're gonna get a $50 Amazon gift card. And now for our next segment, we have Umberto from RPR to talk about some of the tools they have available and get excited for that.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much, the MLS, for having us here today. Perfect. Can I share screen? Is that okay?
Yes, go ahead.
Yep, perfect. Cool. All right. And hopefully it lets me do exactly what I'm trying to do. Okay, can you see my screen? Just want to make sure everybody sees it. It's a little PowerPoint that we have right
Yes.
here. Okay, perfect. Cool. Well, thank you so much for having us once again. I know I have a little bit of a short 10 minutes, but I'm going to try to show you as much about RPR as I can. We have some new tools that we've added in the last few years that have been tried and true and successful here with RPR. So let's dive right in. So many who are not familiar with RPR, we are a national parcel-centric database of commercial and residential properties built just for realtors, right? And it includes it's included with your NAR due, so there's nothing that you have to pay upfront to use RPR, as it is one of your realtor benefits. Now, I have an agenda here, but it's quite lengthy, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I'm happy to share the PowerPoint deck with the staff of the MLS so that way they can disseminate the information afterward if anybody's interested. But what I'm going to show you really quick is how to create some AI content through our market trend script writer, and how to share a couple of marketing or market trends from the searches that you do. It's a really fantastic feature. It's able to help you create just some marketing material, some social media material, some scripts for some materials that you can generate through the feature as well. And again, it's really helping the agents and the realtors stay creative and really be able to create some material for yourselves. The other thing that I want to mention is this year we are making the final change to our reports. Last year, we launched the beta version of the reports, but this year, the next gen reports are here to stay. And unfortunately, the legacy reports, they will be put out of use at the end of this fall, and nearing, I want to say it's November 5th is the last time that you're going to be able to generate the legacy report. So I'll talk a little bit more about that as well. Now, why market trends and why use the feature? So it helps you view property values, neighborhood insights, identify market trends. You can also do some consumer outreach with the feature as well within RPR, and it helps you provide more value to your clients as well, right? And the other fantastic thing is that they're all very easy to share. So I'm gonna, kind of go through this PowerPoint really quickly because I definitely want to showcase it to you guys here online. So the neighborhood insights is really fantastic. You're able to view housing metrics through that report, and you're also able to view economic and quality of life snapshots. It's a fantastic tool that RPR has for you. So, and we make everything available on the desktop, but as we've been working on the app the last few years, we want to make sure everybody knows that RPR is also available on your mobile devices when you download the app. All of the features that we have through the desktop, we try to translate them the best possible way so that way they are able to function just exactly as they do on desktop. And it's been a really nice thing to see that so many agents and realtors are downloading the new app. We've had quite an influx of new downloads in the last few months, so we're happy to see that everybody's taking the initiative to download it on the system. Perfect. So now we're going to access our PR on the computer so I can show you exactly how the features work. Right. I'm not sure if the MLS, if you have an SSO that embeds RPR, but if not, you can access it through narrpr.com. So let's dive right in. So how do we get to the market trends screen, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to click research, and I hope you can see it behind me, right? You're going to click research right here. Then you're going to select market trends right here. Is everybody able to see my RPR screen? Just want to make sure that you are able to.
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Okay, great. So now let's look up a zip code. So I'm going to select my hometown of Houston right now, and I'm going to show you exactly how the market looks here in Houston. So we have a variety of cards that get generated through these searches, one of them being the general market trends. And you can kind of see exactly how the market is doing right here. So as of right now, as of August 2025, the market here in Houston is a buyer's market, and it gives you some data here. There's almost 9 months of inventory, 96% sold to list price to sold. And again, there are quite a few different cards on here. So you can see the median estimated property value as well. And there are a bunch of other stats that you can see. And all of these are interactive. So you are able to see the different charts and the different statistics on here. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, that's really cool and all, but how can I use these graphics to do some outreach with some consumers? Do you see the button here, share, on the right side of each card? When you click on that button, it's going to ask you to see if you would like to share these cards on some social media. And you are able to see the Facebook button, Twitter, now X button, the LinkedIn button. And if you'd like to download these charts again to create your own content as well, you're able to do so. So you can download these graphs as a JPEG, PNG, and everything that you would like to use these for. It's completely compatible with all of the email systems as well, like MailChimp and Constant Contact and any other system that you're using for email as well. Now, let's say you don't feel quite creative the day that you're running these charts. And sometimes, that happens to me all the time. I see a ton of data, a ton of numbers. I don't quite know how to create some content, right? So what I would like to do is I would like the chat GPT that's been embedded within this feature. I'm going to ask it to create a script here for me, right? And we have a variety of different things you could do with this AI. You can create a market trends article, you can create a video script for yourself, a social media post, or a variety of social media post captions, and even a client email. The other cool thing is that you can select a tone that you want to have the AI ChatGPT create that script in. I like to do friendly and casual, so I'm going to select that right now. Then I want to talk to perhaps some sellers in my audiences on social media. And I'm going to create some social media post captions, right? So I'm going to select social media post right here, and then I'm going to select generate. And the AI is thinking in the background, reading all of those really fantastic stats that you can see behind me. And voila, here we have some social media captions that ChatGPT came up with. So it's showing a variety of captions, considering selling in Houston 77056 with homes moving at a median price, a median of 54 days on the market, etc. So there's a few captions on here that you can select somebody says the image of you is on the way. Okay, so I'm gonna hide my video. Okay, let me see if I can hide my video. Can everybody see the screen correctly now? Is that a little bit better? There we go. I think it's a little bit better, hopefully. And if not, I'm gonna change the way I'm sharing. All right, so I'm gonna share just the content so you guys can see exactly what it is. Perfect. Okay, here we go. So these are the captions that the system came up with, and it's helping you just, stay creative. Now, along with these captions, you are able to copy these captions directly to text. You can also export them to a Word document. You are also able to do a PDF, and you can also email them to yourselves as well. Yeah, awesome, right? So there's quite a few things that you can do here with this feature. You can also create the video script in case you are a realtor who likes to create video content and you like to create some reels, some TikTok videos, or even some long form video content through YouTube. You can also create a video script. So let's click generate, and it's going to create an additional amount of marketing content. And now it changes depending on what tone you're using. So if you do change the tone to create a different video, a script, it will do that as well. Since I kept it the same friendly tone, this is the video script it created for me. So let's take a quick look, and you can just kind of do a quick read. Same thing. You can also copy it, export to PDF, and you can also export to Word. So it's quite a different way of creating some content for yourself using the market trend search that I just ran in the background, right? And if you do want to have another type of tone, you can also do that, and it'll reformat it once you create the generate button. I know video is a very, very popular way of communicating with your audiences as well. So it's definitely important to have different tools to be able to help you stay creative. And this being one of the most successful tools within RPR, we love showcasing it to our realtor members. So it's a fantastic tool, right? And again, when you to get here, you'll click on research, and then you'll click residential market trends. I do also want to mention this feature is also available for commercial. And to get to the commercial area, we go home, we toggle to commercial, we'll click research, then we can do commercial trade areas. And same thing, if I want to type in my zip code to do the market transfer commercial, we call them commercial trade areas, and it will generate the same type of searches with different stats as well and different demographics that can be useful for commercial. And again, if you would like to create some AI content using commercial data, you can also click the create script button as well and select the different types of materials you would like to create for yourselves, as well as generating online. So it's a really fantastic feature. We love showcasing it back to our members as well. We understand that it's definitely important to keep the content fresh and relevant. So the AI that we have, again, it's ChatGPT. So as it learns, it definitely learns different ways to write as well. All right. So the other area that I did want to showcase really quick as I have some time would be the new reports. As many of you know, we've launched the reports earlier this year. And the way to get to them will be right here in reports, right? And then we can definitely see that there's already a change here in the menu. Previously, you may have seen a really wide banner that said beta, but since it's been launched, we now have it available completely. And the legacy reports, which were the older generation of the reports, they will be going away later this year. So we want to make sure everybody knows that the legacy reports are now available, are still available, but eventually at the end of the year, they will be shut down. So the new reports are very easy to navigate with. Simply click reports and you can see your own reports that you've already run right here, the different templates that RPR has created, and maybe the report templates that you yourself have saved for yourself as well. So if I click on my reports, it'll show basically all the reports that I've shown. Since I stayed in commercial, I'm going to go back home and toggle back into residential and click on reports one more time. And here are the different reports that I've already run. So I have already created a bunch, as I've had many presentations like today's, where I have created a report and I've been able to showcase it. So if I want to edit one of my previous reports, I'm able to do so right here. And everything that we do with the reports has been optimized to be responsive to changes that the agents and the realtors are making. So our reports, as of now, you're able to drag and drop the sections in the report and change the order of things. So it's been a really fantastic feature that we've been able to revolutionize for everybody. And I understand that the older reports, the legacy reports, have been as long as 93 pages. So we definitely help the realtors cut back on some paper, and we've been loving that everybody gets to save the reports as much as you'd like. So they're completely 100% customizable. The other fantastic thing is that you are able to share directly here with your clients. If you have a client who constantly asks you for a new report or new changes on that same property area, I would like to share that when you share the dynamic link through the system, that link in that report will self-update in the background every 48 hours. And that way you don't have to be constantly running the same report for the same client, as whenever you share it, it just automatically updates on its own every 48 hours for up to a year. Now I'm gonna go back to my PowerPoint really quick. All right, let me see if this is working correct. Okay, can everybody see my PowerPoint again?
Yes. Yeah, we
Awesome.
can.
All right, perfect. Well, there was not much to it that I was missing from the PowerPoint. I just wanted to showcase the differences between the legacy reports and the next gen. You can kind of see in the next gen, we are able to do a compare and contrast, and you can see the differences. Everything that we do on the desktop, as I mentioned, is also available on your mobile device. So if you would like to run a report in your iPad or your mobile device as well, everything will be on there and everything syncs together. So whatever reports you run on your computer, they'll also show up in your mobile device. But yes, and everything that I showcased is available as well through our blog. We have a fantastic amount of material available that you can watch. We also have webinars every month that we invite everybody to register to, as there's a ton of new materials and features that we are working to implement in the next few months as well. And I think I'm out of time if I'm not mistaken, but let me know if there are any questions in the chat. I'd be happy to try to answer any. And if not, please reach out to the wonderful staff at the MLS. They will also get you in contact with everybody here at RPR, and we have a fantastic customer service team as well. So thank you so much, the MLS, for having me. My name is Humberto Ramos. One more time.
Thank you, Umberto. It's always great to have you. You had a great presentation at the summit as well. Um, and a ton of information. Again, everything is going to be recorded. I'm going to keep reiterating that just so nobody feels like they have to try to learn all this in one go. It's going to be recorded, it's going to be sent. So, moving on to our next topic, please stay with us, guys. We're almost there. We got the last giveaway at the end of the event. It's $100, so stay on the webinar. We're trucking on, and I'm going to pass it over to Jose, who has been cooking up some very interesting tools.
Thank you, Anthony. All right, let's get to Cook. We're going to talk about Market Snap. Market Snap is a great tool that we have available for your members where you can go ahead and pull up analytics, different statistics, different areas. You can compare up to 5 different areas. So we can see on my screen here, I'm on the homepage of the MLS. There's different ways to access Market Snap. You have access to it through the MLS products and services directly from the homepage. You'll see that we have Market Snap there, but you can also run your Market Snap report by just going down, and you can see that we have also a widget or a portlet for Market Snap. Like I mentioned, you can add up to 5 different areas if you want to pull up different analytics and compare up to 5 different areas. So you can see here I already have added some areas there. We can specify which timeline we want to bring up the analytics for. You can select from the different quarters. If you want just specific months, you can go ahead and just select which months you want. Or you can also go ahead and do some flexible ranges like the last 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. And you can go ahead and pull up analytics for those months specifically that you select. So we'll select the first 2 quarters of this year. And you can go ahead and then select what kind of property types you want to pull up these analytics for. And you also have an option to include comp-only properties that sold off the MLS and you want to include them. Then you can also check that box and include those. And the next thing we do is go ahead and run the report. This will go ahead and search the analytics from the MLS. And this will go ahead and generate the comps or the statistics. So here are my 4 areas. You can see that it's color coded. It determines which, Beverly Hills is in purple, Brentwood in blue, pink Beverly Hills Post Office, the West Hollywood vicinity is in green. And as I scroll down here on the left side here, we have the different analytics that we can view. Right now we have active listings, which shows us how many listings were active depending on the timeline we selected. So I have January through June of this year. And just by hovering my mouse on top of the graph, I can see the actual statistics, the actual data. Now, we also include it now where we can show the values right here on the top right of that graph. If I check that box, this will go ahead and show me the value right at top. I can see the data as well. So not only can I hover over it, but I can already automatically see the data right above on the graph. Now I can go ahead and select different analytics if I want to look at how many solds each month or how many were pending each month and so on. So you can see new listings just by clicking on different analytics or points here on the left side. Now, some of these analytics have different data where we can see like the average or the median. So we can switch between average and median, like for the days on market or the sold price. I can go ahead and select sell price, and then I can view the average and median as well. Now, if I want to focus just on Beverly Hills, for example, I can go back here to the top and just unselect the areas that I entered and just focus on one area at a time. Or I can go ahead and just look at the first 3 areas or so on. Now, as I scroll down, you're going to see that we also bring up and compare to the previous year of our data that we've entered. And now I can see that each area, I can compare the same timeline, but going back to the previous year. So each area you'll see there, and then here at the bottom, I can go ahead and view all the data as if I were to print this information. I want all this data on a piece of paper printed. I have all the data as well. So when I print, so now if I want to change the data or the information, maybe I want to switch. I see that there's how we can look up leases. I can go ahead and switch from property type and just select lease. And then I can go ahead and put in, the areas, and if I want to put more criteria as far as like price range, year built, bedrooms, and then all I do is click update report, and that's going to go ahead now show me the data for leases or income properties or condos, whichever property type you select. But now we also have included some pro features. Now these pro features are paid for, and I'll show you how you can get the pro features enabled. But we have the pro features right here at the top. If I will go to, I want to look at the report. Now this is the report option where we can see the areas that we've selected. We have like the map shown here. We have the total lease volume there, how many actives and pendings, the total closed or leased. And then we also have the graph. If I want to compare to previous year, we also have a little link there where we can go ahead and compare to the previous year, but we also include now the difference percentage to the previous year. So the total lease volume, we can see there that this year there's 3.9. The previous year was 3.0 with an increase of almost 29%. Then we have the different data there. Now, if I want to look at the graph itself visually, if I want to see the difference, we have the graph there. And then we have the actives and pendings, and then the sold, or in this case, the leased information. And if I scroll down, we're going to see those leased listings for that time period. And I can see like the photos, if I want to look at the photos for each listing that was leased. And then if I want to load next area, I can just go here, click on whichever area I want to load that information for. So that's the report option. Now we also have a flyer where we might want to print this flyer. Maybe we want to go door knocking or provide this information to our client. We also have a flyer feature there where we just show you the data and if the top 20 solds or 20 leased in this case. And then also we have the option to embed this information if you have a website. You can embed the MarketSnap tool on your website. We'll just go ahead and put in your domain, whatever your .com website is, and you can choose what information to include on your website, the areas you want. If you want some, maybe your farming area, and you want to provide that on your website, and then just go ahead and copy this HTML code onto your website, and then your website will be able to provide the statistics, the MarketSnap information directly through your website. So those are the 3 pro features that are available. Now, to sign up, all you got to do is go back to the homepage, and on the homepage, when you locate the MarketSnap to link or the MarketSnap widget, right here you'll see there's a button or a link that says you want to upgrade to MarketSnap Pro. And once you click on that link, it's going to take you to the different either monthly plan, or if you select, you want to pay for the whole year, you can go ahead and choose the option for the whole year. Now, if you never signed up for the pro feature, and if it's the first time, you do get a free 14-day trial period. You can use the pro features for 14 days. And then if you like those features, you can continue with the pro tools and pro features. So you just select the plan and put in your email there, hit the next button, put your credit card information, you click make purchase, and then you have access to those pro features that I just showcased, or I just showed you guys. So once again, the report option available for you guys, the flyer, and the embed feature. Now, the great thing also that, you're using the pro features and you have a colleague, a partner, somebody that's not doesn't have access to the MLS, the Claw MLS, they can also sign up for the MarketSnap. All they got to do is just go to our website, themls.com. And if you scroll down here, you can see they have the MarketSnap. They can go ahead and learn about that. And they can also sign up if they're not a Claw member, and they look at your awesome MarketSnap, reports, and they tell you, hey, how'd you get that awesome report? You can tell them, just go to the MLS.com, and you can also sign up for that, even though you're not a Claw member. So a great feature if you want to share that with your partners or non-Claw members. And one also last thing that I want to show you is a trend line. And the trend line is a way to pull up more data, but if you want to go further than just 12 months or further, maybe you want to go 5 years back. So the trend line allows you to go further back. And so if you go back and go right here to the market snap. And this time I go to trend line. And now I can say the timeline. I want to pull up the market for the last 3 years. And I can go ahead and select 3 years. Again, choose my property types and then just go ahead and run the report. And this will now give me data 3 years back. So it allows me to go further back if you need to pull up more than just, the last 3 quarters or the last 12 months. You can go back further than just 1 year. And then you can see the data there as well. It shows you, going back 3 years in this example now. So you can use a trend line. Yeah, so you can share the reports. Top right, you'll see that we have the options to share, where you can email, send us a text message, or on a social media as well. You can go ahead and share. You can print this report by creating a marketing PDF, and you can print the report. That's the market snap. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Jose, for Market Snap. If you guys have any other questions for any of the tools you're seeing, don't forget our help desk is available 7 days a week. They'll be able to help you out with anything that you're having trouble with. So give them a call. Moving on to our next and last guest speaker, we have Brandy Snowden from NAR to give you the NAR's perspective on the current market conditions. Welcome.
Thank you, Anthony. I'm happy to be able to join this group again. I'll share my screen. Let me see. Okay, hopefully everyone's able to see my slides now.
Yep.
Okay, great. So just to introduce myself, I'm Brandy Snowden. I'm the Director of Member and Consumer Survey Research at NAR, and the research team overall is producing lots of data and resources that are available. I'll be covering some of the survey data that I work on. So my team works on a lot of the public profile of buyers and sellers report. And this is an annual survey that we send out to recent home buyers and recent home sellers. And we ask lots of different questions about their home buying and home selling experience, their experience working with an agent or without. And we're getting ready to complete this year's survey. So all of this data is from 2024, which is the most recent that we have available, but you'll be able to soon compare and see how this compares to previous years. So looking at some of the trends that we're seeing in this most recent data, you'll notice that there are some all-time highs and all-time lows in this data, just in case you noticed that. So looking at the median ages of our recent home buyers, we did see that this year, the typical ages for all buyers, first time and repeat, actually hit record highs. So for our first time home buyers, we see that the typical first time buyer was 38 this year. For repeat buyers, we did see that their age went up to 61. So we're seeing that, especially for our first time home buyers, that they might need to put off their home buying for a longer period of time. They might need to save up towards their down payment for a longer period of time, or say pay off some of their debts. So we're seeing that the median age is being affected by that. And we're also seeing that they're facing some challenges getting into the home buying market. So another report that our team completes using this same data is the generational trends report. So we look at all of the same data that we look at in the national report, but we break it down by generation. So in the report, we do break out millennials between younger and older, and also for baby boomers, younger and older, but just looking at the combined shares for this chart, we saw that in this latest report, and it's not too surprising given the higher ages, that those baby boomers did actually overtake millennials, making them the largest share of recent home buyers. So we saw that the combined share of baby boomers went up to 42%, and for millennials, they fell down to 29%. So that is another shift that we saw in this latest data. And then going back to our national data, so this is the share of first-time home buyers, and you'll see that we also had another record low. So In our most recent data, the overall share of first-time buyers made up just 24% of all buyers. So again, we're seeing that those first-time home buyers especially are facing limited inventory, housing affordability issues. Again, they're having difficulty saving towards their down payment. So we did see that that number reached record lows this year. And then it's also interesting to see that just pulling out the median household incomes from our latest 3 reports. So we look at the previous year of household income. So our latest data from the 2024 report is reporting on that 2023 household income. And this chart splits it out between first time, repeat, and all buyers. But you'll see that we have seen increasing household income over the last 3 reports. So looking between our 2022 report and 2023 report for first-time home buyers, we saw that the median household income actually increased by almost $25,000 over that time period. We did see some smaller increases in our latest report, but we are still seeing that home buyers in this latest data have tended to be wealthier. Then something else that we are tracking in this report is the share of multi-generational home buyers. So we saw that this year, 17% of all recent buyers were multi-generational buyers. So this is an all-time high since we began tracking this data. And this could include a home that maybe houses elderly relatives, adult children over the age of 18, or other family members, and looking at some of the reasons that buyers are choosing to purchase a multi-generational home. We see that cost savings is consistently at the top of the list, as well as they might need to take care of aging parents or relatives. They might have children over the age of 18 moving back into their home, or they might have children over the age of 18 that have never left home. So they're looking to purchase a larger home too, that maybe multiple incomes can afford together. Then we also track the share of buyers who have reported having children under the age of 18 living with them. So in this latest data, you'll also see that we saw a record low in the share of buyers who had children under the age of 18 living with them. We see that this could be attributed to a couple of things. So again, you'll notice that the low share of first-time home buyers means that we have a larger share of repeat buyers, and like we saw of median ages, those buyers are typically 61, so they're less likely to have children still living with them. We also have seen overall dropping birth rates, as well as buyers might be pushing off their first purchase for their home. They might be also having children later in life. Then looking at the typical locations that our buyers are purchasing in and just doing a comparison to a couple previous years, we've seen that the suburbs and subdivisions remain at the top of the list. So we did see back in 2022, there was a drop in the share of buyers purchasing in the suburbs or subdivisions, and we saw some increases in the shares of buyers that were looking to small towns and also rural areas, maybe to some of those more affordable areas to purchase in. But in the last 2 reports, we have seen that that has started to revert back. We still see that the suburbs and subdivisions are making up that top choice, followed by small towns. And then looking at that light blue line, so that is the share of buyers purchasing in urban areas or central cities. So we have seen that actually increase over the last 2 years to higher levels. And looking at the previous living arrangement, so this is immediately prior to our buyers purchasing their home, and this is looking specifically at our first-time home buyers. And we're really interested to look at that light blue section in this chart. And this is the share of buyers who were first-time buyers who were living with their parents, relatives, or friends immediately prior to their home purchase. And we have combined that share of buyers who are maybe paying rent or not paying rent. So looking in 2022, we did see that that share was at an all-time high at 27%. And then in this latest data, we saw that that share was at 24%. And living with parents or friends or relatives prior to their home purchase is really a way, especially for first-time home buyers, to maybe save towards their down payment, pay some of their debts off, or work on their credit scores. Then looking at the share of buyers who are purchasing through a real estate agent or a broker, we continue to see that buyers are most likely to work with an agent or broker during their recent home purchase. In the latest data, 88% of recent buyers were working with an agent, and we see that buyers are still looking to their agent for help throughout the home buying process and for help to find the right home for them. Then looking quickly at one of our other reports and just pulling out a couple data points. So this is from our member profile, and it's another annual report that looks at our membership and looks at different demographic trends, characteristics of their business, looking at firm affiliations and their use of technology. But one of the things that I like to pull out is we ask them what they feel is the most important factors that might be limiting potential clients from completing a transaction. And this year we did see that housing affordability was actually at the top of the list, as well as an expectation that mortgage rates might come down. And then we saw that lack of inventory was also one of the most important factors. So we do have a longer list in the full report if you take a look at that. Then going back to our profile of home buyers and sellers data and looking at the home search process, we asked recent buyers what they thought was the most difficult step throughout the home buying process. And we see that overall, just finding the right property was the most difficult step for our recent buyers. For our first-time home buyers, we see that they're having trouble with all of the paperwork that's involved, as well as just understanding the home buying process and all of the steps. And we continue to see that they are saying saving for the down payment was also a difficult step. Then looking at, we have a whole chapter just dedicated to the financial aspects of the home buying process. And we look at the typical down payments that our recent buyers are putting down. And again, since we saw that our household incomes have been increasing over the last couple of years, we've also seen that the typical down payment amounts have also been increasing. So looking at first-time home buyers, they were typically putting down 9%. For our repeat buyers, historically, we see that they are putting down larger amounts, and this year, they're typically putting down 23%. Then another interesting chart, especially for this year, we saw that there is an all-time high of cash buyers. And in our survey, for this particular survey, we filter out all of the vacation and investment buyers. So this is just among primary residence buyers. So we saw that share went up to 26%. And again, this could be influenced by the larger share of repeat home buyers who are more likely to be able to put down all cash towards their recent home purchase. Then looking at the share of recent home sellers who are working with an agent, we see that in this latest data, 90% of recent home sellers were selling their home through an agent or a broker. We saw that those FSBO sales for sale by owner were at a record low. But again, we see that our home sellers are looking to work with an agent for help to maybe market their home, find a competitive price, and just find a qualified buyer. So shifting a little bit to one of our other reports. So this is our snapshot of recent home buying in America report. And I work on this annual report with one of my colleagues. And she looks at some of the home ownership trends and also difficulties in the home buying process and challenges that these recent buyers and homeowners are facing. And then I also look at that same profile of home buyers and sellers data broken down by race and ethnicity. So just starting out with the overall home ownership rates, and this is looking over the last decade. So by race and ethnicity, we did see that there were home ownership gains across all race and ethnicities over the last decade, but we did see that Hispanic Americans experienced the largest home ownership gains in that time period at nearly 6 percentage points. And for Asian Americans, we saw that their home ownership rate increased by 5.6%. For white Americans, the home ownership rate increased by 3.6%. And then it was 2.8%, an increase for Black Americans in the same time period. So we're still seeing that Black home ownership rate is lagging behind that of other races. And then in this report, there are lots of state breakdowns that are interesting to take a look at. So I did pull out a couple of California specific data for this chart, but each of these different rows has their own dedicated chart with state comparisons. So just going over some of those, looking at the overall, the home ownership rate data for California, we see that it was highest for white homeowners and Asian homeowners in California at 63 and 61%. Looking at that next row, we take a look at the share of renters who can actually afford to purchase the typical home. And again, I'll mention all of this data will vary by state and region, and especially for this second row, will vary on what the typical home price is in that state. So in California, we see that 16% of Asian renters and 13% of white renters can afford to purchase the typical home, compared to just 5% of Black renters and 4% of Hispanic renters. Then looking at that next row, this is the share of households in the 25 to 40 age group. So this is what some of the typical home buyer ages would be. So looking in California, we see that the largest group in this age range would be Hispanic Americans at 31.8%, and then also Asian Americans at 29.2%. And then we also look at the denial rates for mortgages, and we see that it was highest for Black home buyers at 14%, and also Hispanic home buyers at 12%. Then we also look at some of the affordability challenges, and we might think that these challenges might be only faced by renters, but this is actually looking at current homeowners who are spending more than 30% of their income towards housing. So looking at California, we see that for Black homeowners, 42.6%, and for Hispanic homeowners, 33.6% are currently spending more than 30% of their income towards housing. Then looking at the other side of the report, so this is again looking at that same profile of home buyers and sellers data, but broken down by race and ethnicity. And I just wanted to pull out a couple of the demographics that we highlight in the report. So looking at that first share of multi-generational home buyers, and we saw that overall for all buyers, that percentage was at 17%, but we see that it is higher for our minority buyers. So it was 22% for both Black and African American buyers, and Hispanic and Latino buyers, and then 26% for Asian and Pacific Islander buyers. And then looking at that next green bar, so this is the share of single female home buyers. So we do look at different household compositions in the full report, but looking specifically at single female buyer shares, we see that this is highest for Black and African American buyers at 33%. And then that gray bar is the share of first-time home buyers. We see that it is higher for our minority buyers. So it was highest for Black and African American buyers at 49%. And then that last bar is the share of buyers who reported having student loan debt, which we'll get into in a couple of charts further. So looking at the sources of down payment. So again, this is something that we look at in our national report as well. But when we look by race and ethnicity, we do see some differences and trends. In our national data, we see that savings and also the proceeds from a previous sale were at the top of the list for sources of down payment among all buyers. But looking at especially our minority buyers who are more likely to be first-time home buyers, they don't necessarily have they might need to look at some of the alternate sources to use towards their down payment. So something that we've seen, especially for Black and African American buyers, is that they're the most likely to use their 401k or pension towards their down payment. We've seen that for Asian Pacific Islander buyers, they're the most likely to receive a gift or a loan towards their down payment. And this is another trend that we're seeing, especially for our first-time buyers and also younger buyers receiving a gift or a loan towards their down payment. So it's really interesting to see some of the differences, and then also looking at the community and government down payment assistance programs. So this is the first year that we added that into the report and into the survey. So looking nationally, we saw that just about 2% of all buyers were using these down payment assistance programs, but looking by race and ethnicity, we see that it's at 5% for Black and African American buyers. So it's interesting to see. Then we also look at the types of loans that our recent buyers are using, and we see that Black and African American buyers were the most likely to use FHA and also VA loans. And then also looking at those median down payment numbers again. So we see that that Asian Pacific Islander buyers and also white and Caucasian buyers were putting down the highest down payments. And then again, looking at that student loan debt, the student loan debt shares at the bottom of the chart, we see that Black and African American buyers were the most likely to report having student loan debt. But looking at the student loan debt amounts, we see that both Black and African American buyers and white and Caucasian buyers reported having the same student loan debt amounts. And then I also just wanted to share some of the metro level data that is available on our website. So I included the link for anybody that wants to take a look at that. But this is some different metro level market statistics. So one of my colleagues put together. So all of these different icons here will generate reports at a metro level. So you're able to take a look at some of the different economic conditions. I pulled, for example, the housing statistics data that is available, as well as demographics and homeownership demographics. So just wanted to show that this is available, and if you're interested to take a look. Then all of the reports and data that I mentioned can be found at on our research and statistics page, so that bottom link. Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you, Brandy, for those insights. A lot of information there. Again, she linked the link to where you could get the slides, so we'll also have that sent out with the email that has all the recordings for this. And thank you so much for all that information.
Thank you.
And moving forward, we're very close to the finish line, guys. There's so much learning happening during this entire thing. So we still have 2 more presentations, then the grand giveaway for everybody. So stay tuned. For now, we're going to move it over to Jose for the Tech Assist line, in addition to our general help desk that you should definitely be using.
Cool. Thank you, Anthony. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Tech Assist Line. So Tech Assist Line, it's a member product already available for you guys, all of our members, where if you have any technical issues, experiencing some technical problems with your systems, or you're having problems connection to the internet, and anything that's not MLS related, we have the Tech Assist Line where you can just call the help desk and ask for assistance. Now, what kind of assistance do we provide? Well, let's take a look. Under the MLS products and services, you'll see that we have the Tech Assist line icon there. We'll just go ahead and click on that. It'll bring you to our Tech Assist line page where you can see that it's comprehensive tech support, 360 degrees technical support for all your common technical problems. Again, like I mentioned, it's a free member benefit for you guys. And there's different categories, but it's not limited to just this category shown here. But for example, maybe you got a virus on your computer, or you need some security questions or assistance. If you click on the antivirus security button there, this is going to bring you to some information as what kind of support we provide. But again, not just limited to these options here. But if you click on any of these, for example, let's say you want information on antivirus software, just click on that. You can see there's some information as to why you want to scan your system regularly there. So a little bit of information there. If you want to learn more about spyware or virus removal, if you click on that, it'll give you like steps on how to go and remove a virus on your system if you want to go ahead and do this on your own. But like I said, you can always call the help desk, we provide some support. Again, some of categories are here, but not limited to just these categories. But one of those most common ones is the internet. Is maybe, we always, every time you call the help desk, sometimes there's an issue. The first thing we do is, we tell you, oh, clear the cache on your browser. And if you go in here, if you go to browser support under the internet section, here you'll see that how to clear your browser cache. Depending on which browser you're using, Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Firefox, Safari, they'll give you the steps on how to perform a clear of your cache on that browser. And again, this is all included with your membership. We also provide some like popular topics if you scroll down here on the Tech Assist line page. And like, again, there's like the virus scan or how do you create an account on Instagram. We also provide social media support. And we also provide some short videos on how to do or perform some of these, first level support on your own. But like I said, we do provide all this as part of your free membership with your membership. So it's free. So you just call the help desk. Here are our Tech Assist line hours. We are open 7 days a week, and if you need any assistance with your systems. Now, also, perhaps your colleague, it's not a CLAW member, and they need some assistance. All they have to do is if they go to our website, themls.com, and when they scroll down, you're going to see there's the Tech Assist line. They can click on learn more about the Tech Assist line, and you can reference this to your colleague that's not a CLAW member and say, hey, my MLS, the greatest MLS ever, provides support to me for free. But if you need support yourself, you can go ahead and tell them, go to themls.com. You can try it for 14 days for free. They create an account and they provide their information, and then they can call the help desk and say, hey, I need support with my system. I'm not a CLAW member. I'm not a member of your awesome MLS, but I do need some help. And I heard that your MLS provides support. And so here they can sign up as well. It is a paid feature for them. For you, is included with your membership. So let's take the assist line. And if you have any questions on the Tech Assist lines, I could take those questions now.
All right. While we wait for those questions to come in for anyone that has any of them, do keep in mind that the great part about Tech Assist Line and our help desk is that you get a human, you get a person. There's very few prompts, if any. You get a human pretty much instantly, and they'll be able to talk to you and help you with your issues. You don't gotta go through all those prompts. You get a person. It's a big deal. Um, any questions you might have, leave it in the chat. We'll answer it. But making our way towards the finish line of this webinar full of training information. Our last but not least subject is Search Plus with John with his celebration hat.
Absolutely. All right. So let's go ahead and kind of dive in. Again, it's a final presentation here, but certainly not the least is going to be our Search Plus. So I'm excited to show you Search Plus because it's an amazing search. It's a kind of a newer search, and the latest search features that we have added are going to be in Search Plus. So Search Plus is basically a two-in-one search. It has a bonus of also being a public record search. And this allows us to complement the data and the listings that you see on the MLS with information that is on public records. So that can also help even more because it can help you discover properties that maybe have sold, but were not listed on the MLS. So let's kind of just dive right in. And I'm already midway through my CMA here that I'm creating. So I have some comparables that I'm looking at on the map. When you get into Search Plus, and let me just kind of show you how to get to there. You can click on Search at the top of our menu bar and click on Search Plus here. It's in beta, but we're still working on it. But there's a lot of great features already in here that you can start utilizing. And when you get to Search Plus, you'll land on a page that looks like this, where it has the results of your search on the right-hand side. It has the map on the left, and it will have your search filters at the top. You can access additional search filters by clicking on the filters button, but we give you some access to some quick filters, like the most common ones that you typically use. So here I'm already in the middle of my search. I have some active listings. I have some sold properties. I'm looking at some very affordable homes here. And if I want to now just incorporate public records. Maybe there's some sold properties in this area. I know they were sold. I know there's houses here, but they were never listed. Maybe they were private sales or something like that. With a click of a button, we have this sold off MLS option here on the top left corner of the map. This allows us to now look at that public record part of our data, and it brings in these properties. So these purple pins that you can see now on the map are properties that are coming from public record that have a recorded sale in public record. So I'm able to pull these in. I have now different sets of results on my right-hand side. I have the public record results, and I have my MLS results that I can tab through. I can change the results as well. I can change it to a list view if I'd rather have a list similar to our one-line report, and that applies to both the MLS and the public record results. And if I need to expand this even more, I can go ahead and open that so I can get the full column list on this. Now, going back here to our map, we can also share these results. So I can select either one. I can choose a couple of sold, a couple of active listings, and even incorporate some of these public records. You can see I have a selected tab that shows everything that I've selected. And I can share this just like you would share anything else on the MLS. So you can hit the little share button that we have there. You can share it through email, through text, or getting a copy of the link. And you can also print out the results, and we can take a look at these details. So if I click on any of these, all of these reports, all of these results will take you to what we call our new all-in-one report. So the all-in-one report is our most comprehensive report that we've ever made because it ties in that MLS and public record data in one very detailed report here. So you can see we're looking at this property. As I go through and look at the data, I'm getting the listing information like you would normally find, the remarks, agent remarks, driving directions. And then we also start to get some of this information here coming from public record, like this mortgage history that we're able to pull up. As I continue to scroll down, I get more details. And one really cool thing about this report is that it has a side-by-side view of the MLS data with the public record data. So as you can see here, this public record data is going to appear in this green teal color. So if I were to look at it, some of these numbers or some of these fields will give me both sets of data. So for example, the bedroom count, the bathroom count, I can see what is listed on the MLS and what's listed in public records. This helps with just quickly spotting those properties that maybe where there's a discrepancy and maybe the bedrooms like this property here don't add up. Maybe the square footage is different. And that can give you a little bit more insight than you would typically get on our regular reports. Some other things that you'll see here is whether it's owner occupied or if it's an absentee owner. You'll get the mailing address of the owners. We've also, you might have seen this in our regular reports as well, but we also have some neighborhood information here, like some highlights of the area, some characteristics, and some scores for things like transportation, services that are available, and the characteristics and character of that neighborhood that you can take a look at. You can expand and see kind of what this neighborhood it kind of excels in. And then as we continue to look at the bottom, you'll see there's just more information about the listing itself. There's a ownership history as well, so you can pull up those documents and see when the last recorded sale was for these properties. So it's a very comprehensive report. A couple of other things that you can do on this is going to be pulling up information for all public records. So it's not just the properties that have sold off of the MLS and were not listed, but I'll go ahead and just clear my filters here. And I can pull up any address. So if I type in here a property address, whether it has been listed or not, when you pull in, or when you type in an address, we'll give you both sets of results if we can find anything. So here I have the MLS results that match the address I just typed in, or I can click on the public record tab to pull up the public record information for that property. So then when I click on it, now the map will direct me there. I can take a look at this property and I can get just the public record information for that particular property. So any property in California, we will have the public record for. So residential properties, just type in the address. Again, anywhere in California, and it'll come up at least with the public record information. If it was listed, you would get both. So that's really the benefit, and that is going to save you so much time now from having to navigate back and forth from the MLS public record to kind of get a complete picture of what's going on in that area. A couple of other cool things that Search Plus can do is you have the access to your shapes, so you can draw, and you even have access to your save shapes, so you can load those from the search. You can also use our map tools like layers, parcels, and we have a couple of other ones such as local maps. Local maps is a great way to also try to find areas that your client would enjoy based on the types of characteristics and vicinity to services that they prefer. So if I have a client that's looking for maybe some proximity to coffee shops, daycares are really important. Maybe they just had a kid. I can click on these and then you can see on the map here as I zoom out, it now gives me a heat map based on the characteristics that I selected. And again, this is for all of California, but let's just go back down to Los Angeles here. And you'll see here as I zoom in on the map, that heat map will show you the green areas, which will have a lot of that characteristic that I desire, and the red areas which will not have as much. So I can find properties that are maybe a better suited for my client based on these local maps. Okay, and then another thing that we can do is once I do have some criteria, I have some properties and some price, I can save my search. So searches, just like on the listing search, can be saved, and you can set up notifications so that you're constantly alerted and up to date on anything new that enters the market. So similar to the listing search, you can set up email notifications. You can choose to save searches for yourself or for your contacts. And then you also have the same settings, like choosing what you want to be notified on, when you want to be notified, and even down to the days of the week and the time of the day that you want to receive those notifications or that you want your client to receive those notifications. One last thing that Search Plus has, because it is a two-in-one search, we can also look at all public record data. So here in the status quick filter, you can check the box for public record. You can make sure all is selected, and we have some filters specific for public records. So if I click on the view filters here, it's going to open up that filters form, and it's going to take me to this section that will have filters that are related to only the public record results that I'm looking at. So some of these are by building type. I can also search by owner name, and this is very helpful if you just want to pull up a list of properties owned by a particular person. Just type in their name and it'll give you all of the public record data. Mortgage amount, home valuation. I can even choose the type of occupancy, whether it's owner occupied or absentee. If I choose absentee, I can choose either in state or out of state. I can find distressed properties. I can enter a sale recording date. And you can see here now I'm just getting tons of public record results. As I zoom in on the map, I'll start to get a better idea of where those public record results are. So it's available now. And again, you can access it by clicking on search, going to Search Plus. And let's see, are there any other questions I can kind of address right now? Yeah, so again, that is going to be Search Plus. This is still in beta. We're still working on tons of new features and implementations on to make this better, provide more useful information, and be even more comprehensive than what it already is. So please give it a try. Let us know what you think. Give us your feedback so that we can continue to improve it and make it better. As you can see, it's quick, it's easy, it's very intuitive, and familiar, especially if you're used to a lot of the kind of the popular searches out there from the public websites. So yeah, it does have access to public record data for all of California is we have. So it's not just limited to our data share areas. It's every county in California is a part of our Search Plus. All right, so with that, I think we're coming down to our final drawing. So Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for being here.
All right, we're on to the very last giveaway, a $100 Amazon gift card. Let's get that spin wheel up. Thank you everybody for staying all the way until the end. There was so much information here, but we got through it, and now we're gonna get the last giveaway once it comes up. And if you guys have any other questions regarding anything on here, please feel free to call our help desk. Again, they're open 7 days a week, always ready to help. You reach a human being super quickly. Use Tech Assist line if your printer's not working. Don't call your grandson. Call us. And you go ahead and spin that wheel.
Paul Redman, are you with us? Do we have a hand raise? Paul Redman. No, not here. Paul Redman. All right, going once, going twice. Are we ready to spin that wheel again? Spin the wheel. What a good one. Adam Press. Adam Press, raise your hand if you're here. Are you here, Adam? All righty, we're going one more time. Oh, there's a good spin. All right, it looks like, come on. Oh. All right, Michelle Picarillo. Michelle Picarillo, are you here? All right, we're gonna give it one more shot. You got to be here to get your gift card. Come on, it's $100. Why didn't you wait around? $100 Amazon. All right, who do we have now? Candace K. Candace K, are you here? Yay! Congratulations, Candace. All right, enjoy that gift card. All right, everybody. Well, I want to thank you all for coming. We are coming up at the end of our September Madness. But you know what? Before we close this out, we'd love to hear what your favorite or what was your most interesting segment of today's Madness. And if you could all take a moment maybe and type it in the chat, let us know. AI, I agree. AI was great. Marky, yes, Marky is always interesting. Gift cards, I agree. Gift cards are great, especially that last $100 one. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Humberto and Marky, yeah. Marky and gifts. Everyone, I like that answer. Jose, yes, I agree, Jose. Jose. The staff and Zoom effects. Thank you, Christy. Nice. Yes, I agree. And I want to thank all of our speakers today. They did a magnificent job. You know, I'm not sure if they're still on, but just to say thank you so much for attending. And, we'd love to hear your feedback. So, feel free to email us at any time. But I guess that's a wrap, everybody. So, thank you so much for attending our September MLS Madness, and we will see you again in December for our next MLS Madness. Until then, stay safe and take care.